Charlie's Appliance Sales and Service, ConAgra, Davis Lawn Equipment, Fitzgibbon Hospital, Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, LaCrosse Lumber, and Lime Cooler Insurance Services, all of Marshall. Culligan Water Conditioning of Sedalia. Columbia Orthopedic Group. Jennings Premium Meats in New Franklin. ServPro in Marshall, Sedalia, and Columbia. Healthcare Collaborative in Buckner, Carrollton, Concordia, and Waverly. C&B Gutters and Vinyl Siding in Sedalia. Wooden Houston Bank, Viking Athletic Goods, Weber Seeds, Red Cross Pharmacy, Marshall Service Company, Elmer Hare Ford Sales, and Katy Trail Community Health, all of Marshall. Kane Insurance in Carrollton. AccuQuest Hearing Centers in Marshall, Sedalia, and Boonville. CNR Markets. Peak Sport and Spine in Marshall, Sedalia, and Fayette. Heinzler Brothers in Marshall. The WK family of dealerships in Sedalia and Boonville. Community Bank in Marshall, Blackburn, Malta Bend, Waverly, and Sweet Springs. Shelter Insurance, agents Terry Townsend in Marshall, Troy Brockman in Concordia, and Russell Kirby in Slater. And Missouri Agri Service.
For the first time in 10 years, the Evangel Crusaders put a W on their schedule next to the Missouri Valley College game with a 21-0 shutout of the Vikings. The home team is known for the ground attack, but against Valley, the Crusaders went to the air for all three scores, including this pass from Cam Hardesty to Chance Smith on the opening drive of the game.
Play action. Hardesty rolls to his right, looking, throwing, end zone, wide open, touchdown. Nobody within 5 yards of that receiver, and it is a touchdown.
Leading 14-0, the Crusaders were inside the Viking 10-yard line with just seconds left in the half when Gregory Johnson came up with a big play.
Hardesty claps the hands from the 15-yard line, takes the snap, throws the fade. It is intercepted in the end zone. Boy, is that a big play. The pass was overthrown, and it's picked off by the Vikings. And that is Johnson who got it. What a big play that is. Gregory Johnson with an INT.
Even though the Vikings made it inside the Evangel 20-yard line 6 times during the game, they were unable to put any points on the board. Valley ran 10 more plays than the Crusaders, but they only had 201 yards of offense for the game. Today, the high-flying Baker Wildcats are in town to battle the Vikings. The team from Baldwin City, Kansas averages almost 53 points a game and 560 yards of offense, while giving up just 22 points a game. The Vikings need a win today to avoid their first losing season since 2005. Number 2 Baker at Missouri Valley on Senior Day. And our coverage starts right now. Senior day for the Missouri Valley College Vikings, and what an opponent to welcome to Greg Mitchell Field. The second-ranked Baker Wildcats are in town, winners of 26 straight conference games. Good afternoon. I'm Ken Quiaba, Joe all alongside, and Joe, 26 straight conference wins for this Baker team. Mike Grosner has really put together a fantastic program.
Really has, Ken, and like I say, they're number 2 ranked in the country. And, you know, Vike's going to be a heavy underdog, but I remember a year ago this weekend sitting out in Baldwin City, Kansas, Vikes were a huge underdog out there and led with less than a minute to play. So that's why you play the game, so let's hope the Vikes can bring their A game today.
And a tough break for the Wildcats in the Avila game. Logan Bertel, their All-American quarterback, was hurt. At that time, he was 149 for 237 with 23 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. But he is out for the year, and a freshman has stepped in. Marco Aganyaga has stepped in. They wanted to redshirt him, had to take that red shirt off. He's doing a nice job, and Coach Grosner says they'll be just fine with him. But when you lose that kind of a senior leader, it's not going to hurt
these last couple games of the regular season, where it's going to hurt with this team if they get 2 or 3 levels into the playoffs.
Well, you hit the key word when you said leader. I mean, Bertel has some great numbers. He's a very good runner, an excellent passer, but his leadership is irreplaceable. I mean, he's a guy they all look up to, and you know, that tough break for Baker, I know. And, you know, it's funny. We had the same thing happen to us 3 or 4 years ago when Bruce Reyes went down in the same type of play on the same field up at Avila.
Yeah, so maybe there's something about that turf at Avila. I don't know. It was a non-contact injury with Bertel, the same as it was with Bruce a couple of years ago. Let's take a look at the standings in the Heart of America Conference. First in the South, Baker, of course, and Evangel both 3-0, and they'll play in Ozark next week. Valley's 2-1, Avila 1-2, Mid-America Nazarene and Central Methodist both 0-3, and Mid-America is at CMU. In the North, Grandview and Benedictine both 3-0, Peru State 2-1, William Penn 1-2, Graceland and Culver both 0-3. Culver the only team in the league without a victory. And how about Avila's win last week at Mid-America Nazarene? I think that surprised a lot of people.
I'm really surprised that Mid-America is 0-3 in conference play or region play. Yeah, you know, they just had a rough game last week, but I'm really looking forward to that Benedictine Grandview game. That game being played, I guess, out in Atchison, and that should be a good ball game. And I really think Benedictine, best team they've had in a long time, and let's see if they really are for real today, if they can beat that Grandview team.
Yeah, that is at Benedictine. That started at 1 o'clock, so interesting to catch that matchup. We'll talk about all the matchups in just a bit, but let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk it over with Mike Grosner, the head coach of the Baker Wildcats. He is in his, I believe, his 15th year as the head coach of the Wildcats. They're 9-0 this year. Mike's done a great job. We'll talk it over with the head Wildcat in 1 minute, Viking Sports Network.
Sport & Spine is Missouri's largest provider of outpatient orthopedic physical therapy services. I'm Jamie Case, staff physical therapist. Peak Sport & Spine is ready to meet your physical therapy needs using the latest manual and soft tissue techniques to help you regain your optimum level of function. We see everyone from the weekend warrior to the elite athlete. We also specialize in worker compensation, helping you get back to your job as quickly and safely as possible. So if your physician prescribes physical therapy, choose Peak Sport & Spine. You can see us locally in Sedalia, Fayette, California, and Marshall, or visit us on the web at peaksportspine.com.
There are many options with group health insurance, so many that a little advice can be helpful. Many plans have flexibility, no pre-existing conditions, different deductibles, and more. This is Robin with Lime Cooler Insurance Services in Marshall. Give Brandy or I a call or stop by our office. We can help you decide on which group health plan best fits your needs. Whether you are a large group or a small group, we work with people just like you every day. Remember, at Lime Cooler Insurance Services in Marshall, it's our family taking care of your family.
On the Viking pregame show, Mike Grosner joins me in his 15th season as the head coach of the Baker Wildcats. And, Coach, congratulations, another super season, 49-0 last week over CMU. And you had a young man that rushed for 313 yards, J.D. Woods. What a performance that was. You had to be obviously pleased with that.
Yeah, he's stepped up big time for us. You know, early in the year in the second game, we lost our All-American tailback slot, Cornell Brown, that did everything for us last year. And we knew we had a good player in J.D. It's a transfer from Missouri Western. And, in high school, he was the all-time leading rusher at Lawrence High School. But we'd like to have them both, but J.D. has really stepped up for us. And last week, they were playing some coverages that they were going to take away the pass, and J.D. found some seams.
Coach, of course, you talk about your passing game. Logan Bertel out with a knee injury suffered in the Avila game, and man, here you have the All-American quarterback, and that's a tough injury, obviously, for him and your ball club. How's he handling that? He's a good young man. Has to be tough on him, though, right?
Yeah, we've lost 2 All-Americans on offense with Cornell going down and then Logan, and he's our team leader. He's our vocal guy. He's the one that breaks them down during practice, after practice, night before a game. And, for him to go down, it was kind of sent a shockwave through the sideline at Avila. And it was one of those things where we had to regroup quickly, and I'd try to fake field goal the next play to try to spark us, and we fumbled the ball away. I think we were still in shock, and So it backfired, and they drove the length of the field right before half and got within 11, and we went into halftime and regrouped. You know, Marco Aguinaga is a very good football player. We brought him in from the state of Texas. We were trying to redshirt him, and when that happened, we pulled the redshirt off and let him and Brandon take a couple series. And Marco, you know, was the better guy that day, and we've gone with him. And, you know, he had a nice start last week. He was very efficient, 31 of 37, 200 and something yards, and was active with his feet. So we feel good about that. But, you know, Logan's trying to handle it. You know, I told the team and him that he'll find a way to lead us and help us win ball games with his leadership, even though he's not playing.
Well, Coach, we need to stay off that Avila field. Brutell's hurt, and that's where Bruce Reyes broke his leg about 4 years ago. So maybe we need to find another place to play, huh?
Quarterback graveyard, huh?
Yeah, not good. Coach, your ball club coming in gives up 22 points a game. You average almost 54 points a game. Wow, you've got to be pleased with what's going on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, you know, we're playing a lot of young guys, and we've gained experience throughout the season. We've had to plug some guys in. Defensively, I think we're starting to get a little bit better as the season goes. We've moved some guys around, created some depth, and they're starting to play well. Last 3 games, they've played really well and played together. And then offensively, we're finding a way to put up some points. You know, we got Nick Snyder, a freshman, playing great at receiver. Clarence Clark, you know, he's always going to score for you and create some things for you. But Taiwan Moss is a guy that's really stepped up for us. He's a big 6'3", 6'4" wideout, and he's had some big games. And, you know, Logan was playing really well. And, you know, up front we're adequate. We're getting it done. But our tempo and the pace we play offensively really helps us.
Coach, I know the Vikings are under 500 coming this game, but I have a feeling you haven't even looked at that record, have you?
No, they're, you know, preseason ranking, they're top 15 team. They've got some great players offensively and defensively. Before we came on the air, I'm always looking at tape every day, even on game day, and you know, I looked at it there Thursday and Friday, and I'm thinking, how? You know, the skill, and with Jake Bridges at quarterback, and the skill he's working with, you know, and I know up front, offensive line's the key, and poor Paul's been through the gamut this year trying to replace some guys and plug some guys in. But they're a scary football team. Defensively, a real good front. You know, I know there's been, you know, every once in a while in the secondary they've given up some big balls. But, you know, this time of year, us coming here, you know, the tradition of both ball clubs and the rivalry of conference championships and getting to the playoffs, it's all on the line, and Missouri Valley is going to be ready to play.
Mike Grossner, the head coach of the Wildcats. When we come back, we're going to honor the seniors on this Viking football team. That's coming up in a minute on the Viking Sports Network.
Why stand in the aisle pondering which of the hundreds of aspirin choices are best for you? What vitamins do you really need? Or what's the best insect bite cream? Your friendly Red Cross Pharmacy pharmacist can answer all your questions and much more. You can also come by any of the convenient 14 Red Cross Pharmacy locations and get your flu shot. Just walk in.
Red Cross Pharmacy has no affiliation with the American Red Cross.
Wheat growers across the country rely on AgriMax wheat for exceptional yields, quality, and dependability. Backed by powerful research, testing, and localized production, wheat growers enjoy the industry-leading performance of AgriMax wheat varieties on their farm. Join forces with Weber Seeds and Marshall on AgriMax wheat to meet your goals this season. Call Weber Seeds and find out more about AgriMax.
Grow the best with us, Weber Seeds.
Plenty of seniors. I believe 20 or 21 seniors on this Viking football team that will be honored, plus one member of the athletic training program and one senior cheerleader. So we'll talk about all those as we go along here. And that's always a nice thing to have. Joe, before we get to that, though, you talked about the big game in the north. Grandview is at Benedictine today. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but that should be a heck of a football game.
Well, the winner of that's going to win the Northern Championship. And, both those teams are ranked right now. And, coming into today, I forget, saw it a minute ago where they're ranked, but they're both right up there in the, near the top. So, there are a couple good teams, and I think that'll be a good game. I think Benedictine playing at home, and let's see, Grandview's ranked number 6, and Benedictine ranked 11 in that national poll. So, it'd be a good game, but either team could win. But I think if I was picking, I'd pick Benedictine.
All right, here we go with the seniors. Federico Rossi, he is from Italy, and he is a member of the athletic training staff, majoring in, of course, athletic training, the son of Claro Rossi and Emmanuel Capella. Our cheerleading senior is Jordan Galley from Lynn Creek, Missouri. Jordan majoring in middle school science education and is the daughter of Michael and Sandra Galley. She is the senior cheerleader. Now for the 2017 Viking football senior class. This senior class has helped the Viking program earn an overall record during the past 4 seasons of 28-16 with 1 conference championship, 2 NAI football championship series appearances, and 1 quarterfinal round appearance. The first senior is a good one. Wide receiver Jakari Johnson. Jakari from Dallas, Texas. He is the son of Vincent and Adrienne Johnson, and he is majoring in criminal justice. And he is, the second leading receiver in NAI football right now as far as catches. Devon Henry is next, wears number 3. Last year, Devon played offense. He's a defensive back this year. He's from Tampa, Florida. He's the son of India Henry, and he is majoring in business. How about Dorian Stenard? Dorian comes to us from Daytona Beach, Florida. He remembers a freshman, probably dropped quite a few balls, but not the case as he's grown through his 4 years. He's a captain this year. Dorian from Daytona Beach, Florida, the son of Lakeisha Price, majoring in business management. Nate Desimone is a defensive back. He is from St. Charles. Of course, that's in the St. Louis area. He's the son of Robert and Dolores Desimone. Nate is majoring in business management. Kyraton Kilgore. Kyraton is a senior. He's a nose guard, and he is from St. Louis. He is the son of Brad and Lisa Kilgore. Kyraton's had some injuries this year, a shoulder injury. He's had some leg injuries, but he's out there battling each and every day. He is an interdisciplinary major. Antoine Palmer out of Houston, Texas. Antoine plays safety and really plays kind of like a linebacker for the Vikings. He's the son of Anthony and Carolyn Palmer, and he's majoring in exercise science. Antoine Palmer. Next is Dakota Collins. Dakota is the quarterback, and also he is a pitcher on the baseball team. He's from Kansas City, the son of Sherry Collins. He came to play baseball, and it still is on the baseball team, majoring in physical education.
Our next senior is defensive lineman Dedrick Allen.
Dedrick Allen is next. We saw Antoine Palmer, number 8, being introduced right after Kyraton Kilgore. He was a little late getting out. Now we have Dakota, as we talked about. Dakota from Kansas City, the son of Sherry Collins, majoring in physical education. And then Dedrick Allen. Dedrick from Sacramento, California, the son of Dedrick Sr. and Rames Allen, majoring in sociology. Next is Rayshawn Parker. Rayshawn broke his leg in the first game of the season. He is from the Chicago area, from Aurora, Illinois, the son of Sean Parker and Tasha Cameron, majoring in exercise science, and Deshaun Osborne walking with him. Coming up next, looks like for the Vikings, we had Taylor Palade, Taylor from Paradise, California, the son of Wes and Sherry Palade, majoring in criminal justice. Now defensive back Gregory Johnson. He made that big interception at the end of the first half last week. From Port Arthur, Texas, the son of Robert and Erman Johnson. He's majoring in exercise science. Next is Chris Collins. He's a defensive back. Chris from St. Louis. He is the son of Christopher Sr. and Tamela Collins, majoring in criminal justice. Chris Collins out of St. Louis. Jake King will be the next one introduced. Jake is from Blue Springs. He's the son of Michael and Susan King. He has been a mainstay on this Viking team for the last few years. Jake majoring in exercise science.
Next is
Linebacker Keith Harris. Keith is from East St. Louis, Illinois. He's the son of Keith and Dion Harris, and he's majoring in computer information systems. Linebacker Keith Harris, we've watched him play quite a few minutes this year. Number 40 is next, and that linebacker, that number belongs to Joe Trout. Joe is from Manteca, California. He's the son of Mark and Lisa Trout, and he is majoring in business as we honor the Missouri Valley College seniors on this 2017 football team. We go to San Diego, California for our next senior, offensive lineman, Anasai Satoa. Anasai from San Diego, California. He's the son of Elizabeth Anasai, and Anasai is majoring in nonprofit management. Wears number 50. He's one of the offensive linemen for the Vikings. Next, an offensive lineman, Josh Murtaugh. Josh has played guard, he's played tackle, he's played guard on both sides this year. From Antioch, California, he's the son of Richard and Darla Murtaugh, and Josh is majoring in nursing. Wears number 55 on his Viking uniform, Josh Murtaugh. Lineman Alexander Nielsen is next. He is from Denmark, and he's the son of Karsten and Eva Beckholm. He's majoring in psychology. So, long way from home, Alexander Nielsen. He is from Denmark. Our next kicker, our next senior is a kicker, Jordan Alber. He's from Huntsville, Missouri. Jordan, a nice young man, works with the athletic department. He's the son of Mike and Sandy Alber. Mike is the elementary principal at West Rand Middle School, or he's the middle school principal, and he's majoring in education. He wants to be a coach, Jordan Alber. Next is defensive lineman Justin Aguilar. Boy, we miss him. He was hurt early in the year. He's a captain from Houston, California, the son of Orlando and Kristen Aguilar, majoring in business management, and that was a big loss when he went out with a injury. Next is defensive lineman Stephen Middendorf. He's from O'Fallon, the son of Stephen Tracy Middendorf, majoring in small business management. And our final senior, and he'll be playing today, is defensive lineman Jeff Desir. Jeff is from St. Charles, the son of Wilfred and Mary Desir. He's majoring in sports management. So there you have the 2017 Viking football senior class. And Joe, before we get away from this, we have a couple of seniors that have worked with the Viking Sports Network for the last few years. They do a great job, and they're working today. Troy Jones, of course, played football last year. Injury cut his career short. Troy's from St. Louis, and Victor Casey from Springfield, Ohio. They're both working cameras today on this broadcast, and we're going to miss them in the mass comm department next year.
Yeah, certainly will. A good group of seniors out there, Ken. 20-plus seniors and some very talented athletes, some guys that have been a big part of this program for the last 4 years. So good. I hate to say goodbye to them, but you know, it happens every year, and you have to have, what's that old theory, next man up. So we'll see what happens.
All right, when we come back, let's take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, we're going to talk it over with Blaze Holzer, wide receivers coach. That's coming up in a minute on the Viking Sports Network.
You wouldn't have to clean your gutters if you had no-clog gutters from CMB Gutter Solutions and Vinyl Siding. Have them install no-clog gutters that come with a lifetime guarantee that the gutters will never clog or fall off. They also offer expert installation of
Coach, we did this interview early in the
American-made vinyl siding that comes with a double lifetime guarantee. CMB Gutter Solutions and Vinyl Siding in Sedalia. Call them toll-free at 877-827-9071 for a free estimate today.
Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, we're taking care of you.
During the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, you'll save almost $15,000 off the 2017 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. Or how about a 2018 Jeep Cherokee stock number 17051? You'll save over $5,000. Stop in and see any sales professional today and take advantage of the Black Friday sales event at Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. We're the dealer after the sale. See dealer for details.
Hi, I'm Cliff Harris, and I want you to be another happy customer.
Well, Coach, we did this interview early in the season, and here we are with just 2 games to go now. And kind of assess first of all, your receiving core over the course of the year.
Well, the receiving core has been a little different than it has been the last 2 years. Obviously, we've got 2 senior players this season, which is similar to what we had the last couple. Obviously, 2 years ago we had a really senior-laden group. But this group's got 2 seniors. A third with Ray Parker, who was injured week 1 and hadn't been able to play with us since. But Jakari, has had a great season. Is second in the country in receptions right now. One of the top receivers out there, so he's playing really well. Dorian, obviously, has had a little bit more of a struggle this year than what he's had the last couple of years. There's multiple reasons for that, but altogether they're playing pretty well and continue to lead the guys, which the rest of the guys are a young group.
Yeah.
We got a lot of true freshmen that have seen playing time. We've got some redshirt freshmen that are seeing a lot of playing time and are key contributors this season. So altogether, I think the group's come along pretty well throughout the season, especially considering all the injuries and things that have thrown some adversity in our direction.
Boy, there have been a lot of injuries. Every week when I look at that depth chart, especially like on the offensive line, doesn't seem like there's very few of them ever in the same position.
Oh, no question. And, we can talk about every position across the board, but just, sticking at wide receiver, you look at Ray Parker, Anthony Gomez, we've had a couple other guys that have, had some nicks here and there. Moses missed last week with a concussion. So we've had multiple things that have come up that have kind of jostled our lineup around, and it's been tough and very similar to what the offensive line has had to do in some cases. We've had to keep the same bodies but play them in different positions in order to get depth, which, especially for a young group like we have at receiver, makes it very tough because, they're trying to focus in on learning one job and doing that well, and now we're asking them to do 2 or 3 jobs. So that's been a challenge for them, but, I think they've accepted what it is and have really stepped up to it the best they possibly can and continue to move forward that way.
All right, so there you have Blaze Holzer. He is the wide receivers coach, does a heck of a job on this offensive coaching staff. Let's take a quick 30-second break. And when we come back, we're going to talk it over with the head Viking, Paul Troth. That visit coming up in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
Lacrosse Lumber in Marshall carries Larson Lifestyle doors. Each door has a Duratec finish over a solid core that provides weather resistance. Larson Lifestyle doors also come with a magnetic weather stripping that seals like a fridge to keep it comfy.
Paul Troth joins me before this.
Matching handles inside and out, a 10-year warranty protection, and a price tag of only $244. You can't go wrong with Larson Lifestyle doors from Lacrosse Lumber. Or military members get a 10% discount. Lacrosse Lumber, 152 West Morgan in Marshall. Installation is available.
Paul Troth joins me before this game with the second-ranked Baker Wildcats. And, Coach, we've kind of been following this Baker team all year. They won some games early, maybe in the last minute or two, but I'll tell you what, they're very solid, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Obviously they're ranked second in the country, have been all season long. They played for the title last year. Got a real good team. So, yeah, we got our hands full. It's always a great game when Baker and Missouri Valley get together, though.
We'll come back to this one in a moment. Last week, I know when you played Evangel, in their territory a lot, but just unable to come away with any points.
No, that was very frustrating for everybody, and we just had some opportunities, missed some plays, and then, we got down there, and instead of kicking field goal, we made the decision to go for touchdowns, knew we needed touchdowns to try to win, and just weren't able to get it done, and that was very disappointing. But, again, I thought Evangel had a very good game plan and executed it very well. We're just going to have to keep working.
Yeah. Now let's get back to today's game, Coach. The Wildcats, Brutell is out with a knee injury, but this young freshman redshirt they brought in, or this freshman they brought in, seems to be doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, he started last week. He's a good player. He can run, he can throw. Not as experienced as their other kid, of course, but I'm sure he's got a good command of the offense, and they won't change a whole lot in what they do.
1,
They're
2, 3.
doing the same thing. So they present a lot of challenges because they have so many guys that are fast and have some speed all over the perimeter.
When you watch film this week, do you get tired of watching that Hill run for 200 and 300 yards? I guess 300 plus.
Yeah, their running back's a very, very good player. He's had some big runs. We've watched him, in several games this year. He hits the big run. He's got the speed. He can take it the distance at any time. So that's going to be key. Is we got to try to slow him down a little bit and not let him get started. But that's a tough thing to do. Very few people have been able to do it, but we just got to try to limit the damage with him.
How about their defense?
Defensively, they're just very solid. I mean, they're always well coached. They've got some players that are really outstanding. They got a nose tackle that was co-player of the year with our guy Stephen Thayer a year ago. They've got a corner that's a returning starter. They got a couple other guys that started last year. So they're very solid up front, and they're very effective. They don't blitz a whole lot. They pick their times, but they're just real solid in their fundamentals.
All right, so there you have the visit with Paul Troth, the head coach of the Vikings, and we're about ready to go. Our honorary captain today was Sam Sherman. Sam wore a blue jersey to commemorate those who, like him, are fighting diabetes. He attends Northwest School, his favorite sports team, the Chiefs, and he said he hopes to play with them someday, so he was wearing number 11. He was out there for the coin toss, and Joe, the coin toss was won by the Wildcats. They want the football.
Well, the Vikings deferred. I think the Vikings won. Yeah, Vikings won and
okay.
deferred, so we should get the ball to start the second half. But you're right, Baker chose to receive. But, Ken, this is a game. You look at the record so far, not the season the Vikings wanted in terms of wins and losses, but they could make their season with a win today. So, they've got a lot to play for, and it's going to be, I don't think with this Baker team you're going to have a 7-6 or a 14-13 game. We're going to have to score quite a few points because they put over 50 on the board each game. So let's hope we can get the offense in gear, and it should be a good game.
All right, Austin Johnson will kick things off, and back deep is Dylan Smith. This Baker team, they average almost 53 points a game. They give up 22. They are a team. The Viking Sports Network, we're glad to have you with us. Copyrighted by the Mass Communications Department of the Communications, Humanities, and Human Service Division. Transportation considerations provided by Elmer Hereford and Marshall. And here we go as Austin Johnson will kick it off. The Vikings need a win today to prevent a losing season, and the Wildcats are ranked number 2. And this kick is going to be handled at the 2-yard line. Up out to 15, and what a hit! As trying to return that kickoff was Aaron Hill, and he was blasted at the 15-yard line.
Kyle Brady, and Kyle's been a very good special teams player all year long, and boy, he blew down the field that time and hit him in dead stride, and boy, that's going to mark the ball back inside the 20. So if you talk about a good start, it couldn't be much better than that play right there.
Great start. Here's the defensive line up front for the Viking: Miles Campbell, Kyraton Kilgore, and Dedrick Allen. The linebackers for the Vikings on this first down play. We'll get Trout, King, Wilson, and Wright are the scheduled linebackers. On first down, they'll hand it off, bouncing to the outside. Vikings pursue and get about 4 yards to J.D. Woods. Palmer, Desimone, Gregory Johnson, and Trey Johnson in the defensive backfield for the Vikings. J.D. Woods, 313 yards rushing last week, and on first down, he picks up about 3.
And he's just a freshman.
Just a freshman, transferred out of Missouri Western, a native of Lawrence, Kansas. Second down and 6 from the right hash mark. The quarterback is Marco Akinyaga. He is a freshman. And on second down, he backpedals to the 10, rushes on, throws it deep. He has got a receiver, and he can't hang on. And that's Clarence Clark. It went right through his hands as Davon Henry was beaten on the play, and Clark could not come up with it. He had 6, Joe.
Yeah, not bad coverage by Davon. Clark's a special athlete. Like you said, he's the conference's all-time leading scorer. He catches touchdown passes. Wow. He kicks 50-plus yard field goals, so he's the real deal, but the Vikings get a break there.
Empty backfield for Akinyaga on third down and 6. Woo, that was close to about a 80-yard touchdown pass and catch by Clark, the all-time NAI leading scorer. Here's the pass to the outside. It is incomplete. This time Davon Henry is right there, and he got to Clark just as the pass got there on the Viking sideline. It's a 3-and-out, and the Vikings will get the football.
That's going to be an interesting matchup. They list Clark at 5'10". They list Davon at 5'8", so neither one of those guys very tall. They look like they're going to go at it, but Davon, good coverage that time. It's kind of a sideline pattern, and with him step for step, so the Viking offense gets their first shot. And boy, it'd sure be big to score early here. Let's see if we can get that done.
Elijah Gastelum will punt it away, standing back at his own 5, rushes on, gets it away. A wobbly high spiral. Flag is
That's going to be either roughing or running into the punter, one or the other. That's going to give Baker a first down.
Well, it may not give him a first down if it's running into.
I don't think it was intentional. Vikes just had an all-out rush on that time.
And Jakari Johnson makes the fair catch at the 45, if they call it roughing, that is a penalty. And those are the kind of penalties against the second-ranked team you just cannot do that. You have to, if you're not going to block it, you can't touch the kicker.
No, and Vikes fairly close to getting to that one that time.
But if you don't get there, you can't rough the kicker.
Well, they tell you
can't do it.
You've got to dive out in front of the kicker. You don't go at the kicker. You dive for where the ball's going to be out in front of the kicker.
Well, they're going to wave it off because it was just running into the kicker.
Okay, good.
And so Mike Grosner said, no, it would not have been a first down. It was running into, not roughing. As you can see, it was, again, not roughing. So the Vikings will get the football at the 49-yard line.
Pretty good field position to start this first drive, Vikes, at their own 48-yard line. So let's see if we can put something together.
Let's take a look at that Viking offense. Daniel Munoz is the center. Josh Murtaugh and Devin Wright are the guards. Nikola Jasnik and Onasai Satoa are the tackles on first down for Jake Bridges. Jake takes the snap, hands it off. Here's Kenny trying to run left. Now back to the middle, gets into Baker territory at the 48-yard line. That's a gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Vikings.
Yeah, just a little off tackle play to the right that time. Little hole for Kenny to run through. Like you said, he gets about 3 yards on the play, but going to have to establish a running game against this team. This team only gives up 20 points a game, so they're pretty good on defense.
Dorian Stannard, Jakari Johnson, B.J. Matthews, the wide receivers to start. Janko Baraz is the tight end. And, of course, Sanford with 627 yards is the running back. 2nd down and 6, a gain of 4, again out of the pistol. Here's a quick throw that's batted up in the air, and it's caught by one of the linemen inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line. How about that? Josh Murtaugh with the catch.
Josh said, I'm a senior. This is senior day. Throw the ball to me, and that's exactly what happened.
I think it was tipped by Connor Roberts.
It was tipped.
And then so Josh became an eligible receiver. He grabbed it and gets about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2. Interesting play there.
Maybe it's going to be one of those days.
Well,
Who knows?
Hope so. 3rd down and 2 for the Vikes at the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. A lot of movement. Flags down. Here's the throw down the sideline to Stannard. Makes a good catch at the 25.
They're going to blow it dead before the play, I think.
I believe the Vikings, well, let's see if it was procedure or if it's going to be offside. There was some contact.
Yeah. I think the Baker lineman was across. I'm just not sure if one of the Vikings moved preliminarily, though.
Offside.
Offside, it is.
And once there was contact, the play is over. So it's a first down for the Vikings at the Wildcat 38-yard line, right hash mark. Up front, Connor Roberts, 4 sacks. How about Josh Koch? He has 7 sacks on the year.
He's from Concordia, Missouri, right down the road here.
Dario Ammons is also on the defensive line, as is Landon Decker. So it's first down at the 38-yard line. The linebackers are good. Braden Meyer, Indy Allen, and Keegan Schumann. Jake throws. He drives that wide receiver screen. Dorian breaks 1 tackle and falls down at the 34-yard line. They'll mark him right at the 35 on the right side. That's a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Ivan Hollins, Hayden Jenkins, Grant Elston, and Nate McLaurin are the defensive backs for the Wildcats.
Indy Allen, a junior linebacker out of Holton, Kansas, made that stop. That was a screen pass. The wall never really got set up, but it is a gain of about 3 on the play.
He's their leading tackler, 88 tackles coming into this game. 2nd down and 7. Vikings run the pitch to Sanford. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Stopped, was able to fall forward to the 34, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 6. Good pursuit by that very talented Baker defensive unit.
Marshall Weatherby, junior defensive end, made the stop. Somebody missed a block on the outside that time, or that would have sprung Kenny for more yardage. But that's going to be 3rd down. Looks like 3rd and, let's call it 3rd and 6 for the Vikings ball, just across the 35. No score here in the early going, 11:24 to go in the first quarter.
3rd down from the left hash mark. Vikings will work out of the shotgun formation this time with Sanford lined up to the right of the sophomore quarterback, Jake Bridges. Bridges takes the snap, a low snap. He fumbled and has to dive on the football.
Wow.
A very low snap from Munoz, and all Jake could do was fall on it, so it's going to be 4th down, and now Vikes may go for it, or they're going to try to punt.
They're going to kick it, I think.
Yeah,
looks like it. Yep.
They're
I think
gonna
probably a smart decision. Penn Baker, let's see if we can maybe Drake Higgins can put one in the coffin corner.
Greg Higgins, 43.8 yards per punt. He has dropped to number 3 in the NAIA rankings as far as yardage per punt.
I thought he kicked the ball very well down in Springfield on a very breezy day last Saturday.
Nate McLaurin back deep. Here's a low line drive. McLaurin grabs it at the 9. Looking for running room, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 15. Again, good coverage, and I think that was Gregory Johnson.
Gregory. That was Gregory on the tackle.
Got there first. So, the Vikings get a couple of first downs, but their drive stalls. Here's that Viking defense. Miles Campbell, Kyraton Kilgore, Dedrick Allen up front. Joe Trout, Jake King, Kenny Wilson, Devontae Wright, the linebackers, Davon Henry, Antoine Palmer, Desimone, and Trey Johnson are the defensive backs. Up front for the Baker Wildcats, Newt Holden is the center, Devin Price and Daniel Ofa the guards, Damon Gebhart, Jared Harvey the tackles, Nick Snyder the tight end, Clarence Clark, we've already talked about him. Here's a throw to the sideline, and this is complete for a gain across the 30 out to about the 33-yard line, and it'll be a first down for the Wildcats. That is their first down of the ball game, and that was complete to Nick Snyder. We just talked about him, his 48th catch of the year.
Yeah, quarterback Yaga made a nice play fake, and that freed up the receiver from the linebackers.
From the 35-yard line, they'll hand it off to Wood. The Vikings have him corralled, and they're going to stop him for about a yard loss. There was nowhere to go on the short side of the field. Now a flag is thrown. Somebody probably with a late hit over there. Let's see.
Let's see what the call is.
You just can't continue to do that. This team's done it all year. Let's see, though. It might be on the Baker Wildcats.
Something happened on that far sideline right in front of the Baker bench, so let's see who it's against.
That flag was thrown high in the air.
Yeah.
And again, it might be against the Wildcats.
Let's hope so.
One of the Vikings lost a helmet. I think
Baker's
it's going to
going
go
back.
Baker.
They're walking backwards, so it looks good. Officials talking it over right in front of the Baker bench over there.
Now that penalty goes against the Wildcats, and it made Gregory Johnson lost his helmet, and he's not having to come out of the game, so maybe someone ripped that helmet off. Unsportsmanlike.
Yep, it's against Woods, I think, the running back. Yep. I think they call that on the tailback, J.D. Woods, the freshman.
J.D. Woods called for the penalty. This is going to push it all the way back inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. So they called it on him. Gregory Johnson lost his helmet. I don't know if he was. Let's see if we can see it over there. But there was some pushing and shoving. I guess Woods was in the middle of it.
Okay, now that's going to make it second down and about 19 for the Wildcats.
They have to get all the way to the 44-yard line. Low snap. Akinyaga picks it up. He rolls to his right, looking downfield, throws it, and it is caught.
Great catch
by Clarence Clark. A diving catch, but the Vikings have to know where he is.
Yeah.
They have to know where Clark is. He makes a great catch, and if there's anybody on that team you have to guard against, that is Clarence Clark. It's first down at the 34-yard line.
And Akinyaga had all kinds of time to throw. He rolled to the right.
Now they'll run the football for about a 2-yard gain. Clarence Clark with a big catch. It looked like that was Davon Henry, man-to-man coverage. But, boy, Joe, you have to have safety help on him. You're not going to cover him one-on-one. It's not going to happen.
And I thought, boy, that ball's overthrown.
Yeah.
I mean, Clark came out of nowhere to catch that one, so he's got great hands, great speed.
Second down and 5 after the 5-yard gain by J.D. Woods. Woods will line up to the right of Akinyaga. Second down, now another flag. We've had a lot of flags early in this game. We're still in the first quarter, no score, but the Wildcats are driving.
That's going to be against Baker, I think. Yep, false start.
And that is called on Jared Harvey, the right tackle. So it'll be second down and about 11, make it 12 after the loss, second and 12.
So Baker, the team, making mistakes, at least here in the early going. Let's see if the Viking defense can hold them. 8:56 to go in the first quarter. No score. The number 2 Baker Wildcats against the Missouri Valley Vikings.
Akinyaga takes the snap, swings it out of the backfield to Wood, looks for a block, gets it. He's inside the 35, steps out of bounds at the Viking 33-yard line. He'll be short of the first down. It's going to bring up third down at about 7.
Looked like the Vikes were going to stack that up, and then Zach Hipschner, junior wide receiver out of Oak Grove, Missouri, made a nice block to free Woods up for extra yardage. So it's going to bring down third. Looks like third and about 5.
Have to get to the 26-yard line for the first down. Aganyaga back to throw. All kinds of time. Throws it into the corner. It's caught. Desimone with a hit. Bumps him out of bounds at the 9, but it's first down and goal.
Got to get more pressure on Aganyaga. He had all kinds of time to throw that time.
Nick Snyder with the catch. It's first and goal at the 9. Ball right at the 10-yard line. This drive started at the 15. Long pass to Clarence Clark, a big play of it. But it's first and goal from the 10. Handed off to Wood. Bounces up the middle. He's hit hard at the 8. Nowhere to go. Devontae Wright made the tackle. And it's going to be second down and goal from the 8.
Yeah, and Devontae Wright hit Woods pretty hard and stopped him right in his tracks. And again, Devontae is a freshman linebacker out of Lee Summit.
So second and goal from the 8-yard line for the Wildcats, trying to score first here midway through this first quarter.
Come on, D.
Akinyaga has Woods lined up behind him, a good 4 yards behind him in that pistol set. And now the Wildcats are going to take a timeout. So they didn't like something. They'll talk it over. We'll step aside for a quick 30 seconds. 7:41 to go. No score, but the Wildcats have it second and goal. We're coming right back.
Whirlpool equals quality, and Charlie's Appliance Sales and Service in Marshall is your one-stop Whirlpool headquarters. Need a refrigerator? At Charlie's Appliance Sales and Service, you'll find unbeatable prices on top and bottom mount freezers with or without ice makers and water. Plenty of side-by-sides to choose from, and even French door-style refrigerators. A variety of colors are available, including sleek stainless steel. Delivery's available, as is financing with approved credit. Charlie's Sales and Service at 450 West Boyd in Marshall, your Whirlpool headquarters.
Second down and goal from the 8-yard line for the Wildcats. They take that time out as there was something they didn't like, so they will talk about this. A high-flying offense. They average 556 yards of offense a game and 52.8 points. That is second in the country, first in the conference, of course. 556 yards, that's third in NAIA stats, first in the conference. They've scored 64 touchdowns this year.
And they're playing with a backup quarterback and a backup running back.
That's right. Aganyaga on second down. Low snap, he gets it. He's rolling to his right, throws it back in the end zone and throws it away. Good decision. That play with a low snap, he had nowhere to go, so Tywone Moss was the intended receiver. They just threw that one away.
And that's the best pass rush the Vikes have had so far today. They had a couple guys in the backfield that time, and Aganyaga had to unload the ball. So big third down play right now. Looks like third down about 9. Ball resting inside the 10, right about the 8-yard line. So let's see if the Vikes can get a big defensive stop here.
Boy, Aganyaga looks smooth back there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
He's
does.
a freshman
He
out
does.
of Elsa, Texas. Third and goal, low snap again. Aganyaga
Good
has
pressure.
it. He's going to be hit, throws it away.
That's going to be grounding. It should be. I don't think he was outside the pocket, was he? Oh, I'm not sure that shouldn't have been intentional grounding.
Yeah.
They don't call it. Devontae Wright, right in his wheelhouse. And, oh, man, that should have been. I mean, if you're outside the pocket, it's not grounding, but he was not outside the pocket.
Yeah, I think so, too. That should have been grounding. There's no question about that.
Yeah,
the officials are talking about it.
They're talking it over. There's no doubt. Throw the flag.
No penalty on the play.
Viking coach is unhappy down there, too. Very unhappy. I think they're going to go for a field goal here.
Yeah, that has to be grounding, but they're not going to call it. And now Clarence Clark is coming in to attempt a field goal as the ball at the 8-yard line. So Clarence Clark.
Watch the fake here.
He is 6 out of 9 for field goals, as long as 46 yards, 51 out of 54 extra points.
This will be
ball
about
at the right hash mark, and this
20.
will be a 25-yard.
That's a chip shot for him.
Ball is down. Kick by Clark is on the way, and it is through. So the Wildcats had it first and goal. They don't get the 7. They do get 3. They lead 3-0. 7:25 to go. We're back in a minute.
Hello, is this Ken?
Yeah. Hey, get us back
we,
up.
we lost power.
Oh, okay.
For a second. So
okay.
Hang on, you'll be right back.
All right. Well, I'm still going because we're on our.
Member FDIC.
Well, as you take a look at the replay, Joe, on that last pass by Aguilera, there's no way, by the rule, he was not out of the tackle box, and the ball did not, if it got to the line of scrimmage, he wasn't out of the tackle box. There was no receiver in the area. That should have been
Well,
grounded.
we called it up here. It wasn't even close. I mean, that
close.
should have been intentional grounding all the way, but Baker does get a field goal. Really, give the Vikings credit, though. The last two plays, they had a much better pass rush, and that affected Aguilera.
All right, here's the kick by Clark. This is returnable, and it's going to be Taylor grabbing it on the left side at the 10. Back to the middle of the 15. Weaves his way back to the 20.
He's got some
Bounces
room.
to the outside. He's to the 30. To the 40. Stays on his feet to midfield. He has the room. He's to the 30 of Baker to the 20. Looks back. No flags. Touchdown. Eldon Taylor. He takes it about 90 yards, and the Vikings take the lead.
I kept looking for a yellow flag, hoping there was none there, and there wasn't a flag. And, boy, what a run by the freshman. And that's Eldon Taylor. We see him getting better every week, and he takes that kick 90 yards. We'll call it 90 yards for a touchdown. And he's a freshman out of Mesquite, Texas. And, Ken, we couldn't have gotten a better shot in the arm than that.
And about the 30, he looked back and realized there's nobody going to catch me. And he trots into the end zone. About 90 yards. We'll wait for the official on that. But it is a touchdown by Eldon Taylor. And the Vikings with Austin Johnson will go up 7-3 if he can complete this, if he can knock this extra point through the uprights. Dakota Collins holds, ball down, kick is on the way, it's up, it is good, and just like that, the Vikings lead it 7-3, 7:09 to go in the first quarter. Kickoff coming up in 30 seconds.
Football is finally here, and Jennings Premium Meats in New Franklin is ready. Brats, burgers, ribs, pork chops, hot dogs. Whatever you like to grill at your tailgate party, we've got you covered. Serving mid-Missouri for 60 years, Jennings Premium Meats has the freshest selection of meat, we guarantee. Score a touchdown every week at your tailgate party with the help from Jennings Premium Meats in New Franklin. Open 7 to 5, Monday through Friday, Saturdays 8 to 5. Find out more at JenningsPremiumMeats.com.
Well, Abram Garcia kicked it off. It was returned, and Joe, that's the second time that he's taken one the distance, Eldon Taylor. The other one was called back because of a penalty. There were no flags this time.
And on the other side of the ball, he blocks punts, so he does a little bit of everything. Boy, Eldon, one of those freshmen that you see a great future ahead for him, and that was a great 90-yard kickoff return. All he had to do was beat the kicker, Abram Garcia, and he did that.
Looks like he caught it at the 8, so a 92-yard kickoff
92, okay,
return.
92, all right.
This kick is going to go into and out of the end zone. It's picked up and taking a knee as Aaron Hill. So the Vikings take the lead on the electrifying kick return by Eldon Taylor. He's a freshman on senior day, and the Wildcats will take over the football. Big lift for the Vikings there.
Well, and that's the kind of shot in the arm you need. And, you know, the defense has really played, except for that long pass play to Clarence Clark, the defense has really done a pretty good job so far. So let's see if we can pin Baker back here. They're going to start on their own 25-yard line. 7:09 to go in the first quarter, 7-3 Vikings.
And I think your key was that pressure on the quarterback. So let's see if the Vikes can keep that up. Aaron Ross is in at a cornerback, and he's run a little press coverage here on the outside. They're going to run the football to Woods. He's looking right. Now it takes off back to the right side.
Look out.
He gets to the outside, and he will make it to the 37-yard line. That's a gain of 12 and a first down. Nowhere to go left, nowhere in the middle. He found an opening to the outside. It's a 12-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, Davon Henry, the defensive back, finally brought him down over right in front of the Baker bench, but that is a 12-yard gain, so nice first down play for Woods.
And out of the pistol, they hand it to Woods again. He is tripped up at the 40-yard line by Desimone. He had some more room had Desimone not grabbed that right leg. That's a gain of 3 at 2nd and 7.
Well, and this young man ran for, what, 313 yards last week, so he's the real deal. He's a freshman.
Coming into this game, he had 1,267 yards on the year.
Look out.
There's Akinyaga. Now he'll throw it to the Viking sideline. And the catch is made, and a couple of extra yards out to about the 48-yard line. And that pass is caught by A.J. Tata.
Well, Tata didn't want to go down that time, and Gregory Johnson had him in the wraps, and somebody had to come along and help. But that's going to be enough for a first down. That takes the ball out pretty close to midfield. They're going to mark it right at Baker at their own 49-yard line with 6:31 to go in the first.
And the Wildcats in a hurry-up offense here.
I think they like to play, try to wear you down. Of course, Coach Monty Rowe, the defensive coach for the Vikings, likes to shuffle players in and out. And when you get plays in and out that quickly, it's hard to make defensive changes.
So it's first down from the 49-yard line. 7-3 Vikings. We're in the first quarter.
Come on, D.
Aganyaga, the quarterback, hands it off, and here's Wood. J.D. Woods again. Plows into Viking territory along that left hash mark to the 47-yard line. That's a nice gain of 4. It's second down and 6 coming up.
Senior Taylor Palade, the linebacker out of Paradise, California, made that last tackle for the Vikings, but that's going to be a gain of, looks like a gain of about 4, so they take it into Viking territory, second down and 6.
Wildcats in all white with a dark blue helmet, trimmed in orange, blue numerals. Clark goes in
Are those
motion.
Dark blue or black? I can't tell.
It's dark blue.
I'm half colorblind.
It's a dark blue color. I think it's dark. It's a real dark blue. Is a primary color. Here's the pass to Clark. Oh, that ball's picked off. They tried the wide receiver screen to Clarence Clark, and that ball is going to be intercepted.
That's Dedrick Allen, the defensive end.
Dedrick Allen stepped right in the middle of that wide receiver screen and picked it off. He was tackled by Clark, but it's first down for the Vikings at the Baker 47-yard line.
Well, and Dedrick Allen, the defensive end, he's made big plays all year long. He was the player of the game during the homecoming game, received the Chitwood Award. He's a senior out of Sacramento. And boy, I tell you, the Vikes, a couple of big plays. That kickoff return by Taylor, now this interception. Let's see if we can take advantage of it.
Dedrick reached that left hand out, tapped the ball up in the air and picked it off. First down, Vikings 47-yard line of the Wildcats here in the first quarter. Back to throw is Jake. Launches it deep. He's got a man there and overthrew him, and that's Khalil Smith. Khalil was cutting to the middle of the field, and the pass sailed over his outside shoulder. It's second down and 10 from the 47.
Khalil kind of slowed up, I think. I think if he'd have kept going, if he'd have laid out for that ball, I think he had a shot at it. It was not that far overthrown. I mean, he ran a good pattern, but kind of pulled up at the end, it looked like. So second down and 10.
Khalil goes wide to the left side. Stenard wide right in the slot left side. Jakari Johnson. Now they go back to the ground. Give it to Kenny Stanford. Tries to bounce to the outside. Boy, that is tough running against this Baker front. He gets to the 45-yard line to gain a 3. It'll be 3rd and 7.
There's that man again, Indy Allen, the junior linebacker, there to make the stop. You say he's a leading tackler on this team, and he made a nice ankle tackle that time on Kenny. So that's going to be third down and 8. Vikes don't want to give it back. They've got it on the Baker 45-yard line.
7-3, Valley with the lead. Moses mentioned did not play last week because of concussion. He's out there in the slot to the right side on this big third down play.
Come on, Jake, create something.
Bridges stands at midfield, rolls to his right. Big rush is on. Back to the left. He's scrambling, looking for a first down. There's a flag down. He's got the first down at the Baker 34, but there's a flag down. We'll wait and see. Probably a hold.
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. Jake that time scrambled, got to the outside, turned the corner, picked up plenty of yardage for the first down, but there is a flag, and looks like it's probably going to be against the Vikings, but we'll see.
Jake went to the right, back to the middle, back to the left, picked up the first down, and the Wildcats are walking, or the Vikings are walking back.
It's holding.
And it was called Nikolai Jasnik.
Yep, good scramble, as we've seen Jake do so many times. He had a lot of pressure coming from the left side of the Baker defense, so he rolled to the left, ran away from the pressure, and picked up plenty for the first down, but now it's going to back it up, Vikes back to their own 45, so let's call it third down and 18.
Yeah, be careful here. Don't force a play here. If nothing else, let your punter flip the field position. Third down and a bunch. Have to get all the way to the 36-yard line of the Wildcats for a first down. Jake rolls to his right, looking that way. Now stops again. Huge rushes on him. He's scrambling. Throws it. Trying to get it to Jakari. He goes up and, right through his hands. I thought he had a chance to make the catch. And then Grant Elston had a chance for an interception. But as it is, it's incomplete. And Drake Higgins in to punt it away. But once again, just no time for Bridges to throw the football.
Well, he had to scramble, and Jake had to run for his life. He threw a pretty good pass. I'm like you. I thought Jakari got up there and got both hands on it, but he was pretty well covered, so it looks like Higgins is going to kick it away.
So Drake can boom this one if he'd like, standing back at his own 30-yard line. Rushes on, gets it away.
Nice kick. Nice kick.
Nice high spiral. Fair catch called for at the 11-yard line. And then it looked like for a moment like McLaurin wanted to run. Remembered, oh, yeah, I called for a fair catch.
But I think I want to run.
Ball's at the 11-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will take over, trailing 7-3. So good job by the Wildcat defense, and a penalty by the Viking offensive line was a big play there.
Boy, just a shame Jake couldn't, because he ran, he picked up the first down. That'd have put the ball down around the 27, 28-yard line, but it was all for naught. So Baker takes over 1st and 10, 4:14 to go in the first. 7-3, Vikings up on an Elton Taylor kickoff return.
Here's the handoff to Wood. He gets through. He's up the sideline to the 30. Heads to the 40. He is finally pulled down, but not before he gets to the Viking 45-yard line. A huge run on first down for J.D. Woods. First down, Wildcats.
Yeah, good job by Nate Desimone. It looked like Woods was going to take that one to the house, and Nate ran him down from behind, but not until Woods takes it all the way. Looks like they're going to mark him. Did he step out of bounds? Man, looks like maybe he stepped out of bounds at about the 48.
And they're ready to go with a first down play. Akinyaga, the quarterback, turns. They'll hand it off again. And a couple of yards to Ronald Allen out of St. Louis, the 6'1", 185-pound freshman. It's second down and 9 coming up.
Devontae Wright wrapped him up. Short gain on the play. Let's call it a gain of 1. So pretty good D by the Viking linebacker that time.
KMMO, Marshall, moval.edu. Glad you could be with us for football this afternoon. Back to throw, Aginyaga. All kinds of time. Now he's scrambling. He's in trouble.
Yes.
He is sacked all the way back at his own 30-yard line. Are you kidding me? That's about a 30-yard sack.
Jake King, I think, got that sack. Jake, the linebacker out of Blue Springs, ran him down from behind and dropped him. And, boy, what a big play. Great pass rush that time by the Vikings.
Well, there's where a freshman mistake, Joe. He's got to get rid of that ball somewhere. And the Vikings just would not let him do anything with it. And it is all the way back at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, good D that time. That's a big defensive play. 3rd and 33 right now.
Empty backfield. They'll swing it out to the outside. The Vikings stop that play for very little gain. A swing pass to Woods coming out of the backfield, and the Vikings have forced another punt. So this first quarter has been very interesting, and coming in to punt it away will be Gastelum, and he averages about 35.7 yards a punt, and back deep, Jakari Johnson.
I wonder how many quarters during the year Baker's gone without scoring. Probably if they average 52 points a game, not that many.
Probably haven't been too many minutes in a game when they've been behind. So Gastelum to punt. Vikings come after it. He gets it away. Nice spiral.
Punt. Come on, catch it, Jakari.
Jakari makes the catch at his own 30. Gets to the first wall. Bounces to the outside. Breaks a tackle. Stays on his feet to the 40, to the 41-yard line. Good field position. Vikings take over at their own 41-yard line. Good job by Jakari.
You know, Ken, you talk about Baker averaging 52 points a game. I do that football scoreboard show on KMMO on Friday nights. There were 4 8-man games last night, quarterfinals. 8 teams scored a total of 419 points. They averaged 52.5 points. That's counting the winners and the losers. So you talk about wide open football, that's what it is in 8-man.
Dakota Collins checks into the lineup. And they're going to give Dakota a series here on senior day. Jake's just on the sideline. So I imagine they're just going to give Dakota a shot at it here. Eldon Taylor is the running back. Dakota takes the snap. Hands it off to Taylor. Taylor tries to bounce to the outside, gets away, gets a block from Dakota, gets another block. He's up the sideline. He's close to midfield, but there's a flag down.
It's going to be a block in the back. That's going to be a block in the back on Moses Minchin. Moses hit him. He went after him, but he got him in the back. I think that's what they're going to call.
Well, there are 2 flags down, one on the near side and one in the middle of the field.
Yeah,
Take your pick.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was right in front of us down there, right in front of the Viking bench.
Yeah, you could see it. As on the replay that we watch at our monitor here on the replay, Minchin got him in the back.
Yep.
So there are 2 penalties, flags down. It would have been a nice gain by Taylor almost to midfield.
2 flags, but they only get to take one of them.
Take your pick here. 7-3 Vikings with the lead. 2:26 to go here in this first quarter. Yep. Well, they're gonna say that the
2 blocks in the back. 2 blocks in the back. One.
B.J. Matthews and Mention both.
Yeah.
You can only take one of them.
Yeah, take your pick. Well, I didn't see Matthews, but I saw Mention. Mention hit him and Mention freed him up, but just a little. It wasn't obvious. He just a little bit behind that hip, so got to call it.
So the ball is they're going to mark this one from the line of scrimmage, and they'll move this one all the way back to the Viking 32-yard line. 1st and 20. The first one was on B.J. Matthews.
Well, let's see if the Vikes can recover. That's going to make it 1st down and 19, it looks like. So.
Khalil Smith is wide to the right side. Matthews in the slot, same side. On 1st and 20. Out of the pistol. Dakota Collins turns, hands it off again. They give it off. And Taylor gets to the outside, run out of bounds on the Viking sideline at the 40-yard line behind a block by Munoz. So not a bad 1st down play. And it brings up 2nd down and 10 as he got 10 of those yards back. Eldon Taylor.
Grant Elston, the sophomore defensive back, along with junior defensive end Marshall Weatherby, bumped Elton out of bounds. But like you said, pretty good gain on 1st down, takes it out to the 40.
A minute 54 to go in the first quarter. Entertaining first quarter with Vikings leading 7-3. Collins works out of the shotgun with Taylor to his right. Looks to his left, throws it. It is caught by Matthews, a diving catch across the 45 out to the 47. So it's now 3rd and 5. Are they going to say incomplete? Going to say he did not have it. Yeah. So it's an incomplete pass. So it'll be 3rd down and 11.
BJ had to lay out for that pass. It looked like maybe he brought it in, but probably a lot of times you see a guy catch the ball, but it hits the ground on the way down. So that's probably what happened.
So Mention goes in the slot to the right side. Dorian Stannard, same side. On 3rd down and 11, Wildcats showing a 3-man rush. Here they come. Collins steps in the pocket, throws it over the middle. It is caught and dropped.
What
a hit.
That's a great hit.
Matthews, just as the ball got there, Hayden Jenkins rocked him, and he couldn't hang on. It would have been a 1st down, but that would have been a tough one to hang on for Matthews. And once again, the Vikings will punt it away.
Yeah, Hayden Jenkins, a senior defensive back out of Topeka, and he got there the exact same time the ball did. That was just a very good defensive play. So let's see if Drake can. Had Baker back pretty deep. Let's see if we can back him up again here. Drake's going to stand back around his own 25-yard line and kick this one away.
McLaurin back deep, standing at his 20. Higgins, high snap, gets it, takes his time, and
nice
booms
kick.
It.
Wow.
This one will sail into the end zone. That thing flew to the 2-yard line. He boomed that one with a perfect spiral, but it will be a touchback, and the Wildcats will take over. Jennings Premium Meats, New Franklin. Culligan Water and Conditioning, Sedalia. Charlie's Appliance Sales and Service of Marshall, and ConAgra Marshall. Pleased to bring you this broadcast of Missouri Valley College football on KMMO.
Ken, that last punt was in the air about 73 yards, and he's got a little bit of a wind behind his back, the wind coming out of the north. But, boy, Drake Higgins, the 3rd leading punter in the nation, really banged that one. That was a beautiful punt.
So the Wildcats take over at their own 20-yard line. A minute 23 to go first quarter, and they want to keep it on the ground. Here's Wood, and he is going to lose about 3 yards. The Vikings swarm that play. Good job by the Vikings, and looks like leading the tacklers there was Kenny Wilson.
Well, we need to let him come down and kick a field goal and run another kickoff back.
I'll take that. I'll take that all afternoon. A loss on the play.
Yeah, pretty good loss, too. Loss of about 3 or 4, it looks like.
2nd down and 13. Holden is the center. His last couple of snaps have been rather low. Now the officials are going to stop plays. They want to bring a new football in. Daniel Ofa, the right guard. You can't miss him out there. He is 362 pounds.
Wow. Get some pressure.
2nd down.
Too much time.
Quarterback gets through, throws to the sideline. It is complete, really, for a short gain, though, out to the 23. Antoine Palmer with the hit as the pass was complete to Nick Snyder.
Yeah, good time for Aganyaga that time to throw, but pretty good coverage by the Vikes, and Palmer hit him right after he made that catch. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and about 8. So let's see if the Vikes can hold.
Need to get to the 30-yard line for the 1st down. Vikings almost jumped offside. Aganyaga wants to throw it deep down the sideline, and it's incomplete.
Good coverage.
Good coverage by the Vikings.
Davon Henry, and Henry was there, and Antoine Palmer rotated over. So good job by the Vikings.
Taiwan Moss, the intended receiver. So once again, the Vikings forced this high-powered offense to punt the football.
Yeah, nice job by that Viking defense that time. They played well this whole. Just that big play by Clarence Clark that set up Clark field goal. That's really been about the only big mistake that Viking defense has made.
Gastelum to punt it away again, standing inside his 10-yard line, left hash mark. And Jakari Johnson standing at his own 40. Here's the punt. And this
not
one
bad,
is
not
a
a good
wobbly
kick
punt
at all.
toward the sideline.
Yeah.
It goes out at the Baker 48-yard line. So a good field position, really great field position coming up for the Vikings here. They'll have it at the Baker 48-yard line.
Ken, one thing you find out in a game like this is about the second or third time the Vikes have had very good field position. You've got to take advantage of that field position, or it can come back to haunt you. Let's see if the Vikes can put a drive together here as they're going to set up shop this time on the Wildcat 48-yard line with 14 seconds to go in the first quarter. Valley on top, 7-3.
Jake Bridges comes back in at quarterback after Collins had the last series, and I think Paul Troth, knowing he wanted to get Dakota in there on this senior day. First down, here's Jake rolling to his right, quarterback draw, and he's going to get to the 46. And that's a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8. Actually wasn't a quarterback draw, but it's kind of a read. He took it to the right side and picks up 2 yards, maybe 3 yards. And that's the end of the first quarter. The Vikings lead it 7-3. We're back with quarter number 2 in 1 minute.
When you buy a used car, how do you know that hasn't been in an accident? Experienced water damage, or worse, have major engine problems. This is Kyle Wymuth with WK. Here, all pre-owned vehicles less than 10 years old and under 100,000 miles come standard with peace of mind, wrapped up inside a 6-month, 6,000-mile powertrain warranty. And because we sell more vehicles than anyone in West Central Missouri, we get more quality trades, so we don't have to shop the used car auctions. For used car peace of mind, visit WK in Sedalia, Boonville, and at WKFamily.com.
Living well is important to our health. If you have a medical problem, go to Live Well Community Health Centers in Buckner, Carrollton, Concordia, and Waverly. Whether it's diabetes, wellness, mental health, or even dental care, Live Well Community Health Centers are there for you. If you currently have no insurance, ask about their sliding fee scale. The Live Well Community Health Centers are part of HCC of Roll, Missouri. For more information, go to livewellcenters.org or to contact a clinic near you. Call 1-877-344-3572.
Well, the Vikings win the first quarter. Let's go home. Second down and 8. Jake hands it off to Sanford. He sprints out to the outside to the left, gets a couple of yards, lowers the shoulder, and gets out of bounds at the Baker 43-yard line. It'll be third down at about 5. Can we do that? We've played one quarter. We won the quarter. Can we go home and call it a game?
That's fine with me. Ken, you talk about field position, though. The Vikings' last 3 drives at the Baker 47, their own 40, and their own 48. So they've started out with good field position the last 3 times.
They have to make something happen with it. Mike Flores in as a slot receiver to the right side. On third down and about 5. Jake will work out of the pistol with Sanford behind him. And now a timeout is going to be taken by the Vikings. We'll keep it right here. Tell you what's happening. Last night, an exciting soccer match here. Missouri Valley, the number 1 seed in the postseason tournament, defeated Mount Mercy in penalty kicks. It was 1-1. Joe, the Vikings had a 1-0 lead. You thought that was going to be it. And with 12 seconds to go, the Mount Mercy Mustangs scored. Go through 2 10-minute overtime periods, go to the penalty kicks, and the Vikings win at 4-1. So they will host they will host Mid-America Nazarene next Tuesday in the semifinals, as Mid-America defeated Benedictine, upset them in penalty kicks. On the other side, Baker will host CMU. So what's happening after this game today? Tonight, the women take the field, and they will take on Mid-America Nazarene. We'll be here. We'll have it for you on moval.edu starting at 7 o'clock. At the same time, the volleyball team will host a quarterfinal match in the Burns Center. They'll take on Evangel. So a lot happening. And the women's basketball team plays at 3 today against Midland Lutheran.
And they've won their first 2 games. So, a lot of the Viking athletic teams really doing well this fall and early winter.
And the men play this afternoon at CMU. They won yesterday over Lindenwood Belleville, so a lot happening. 3rd and 5 for the Vikings. They have to get to the 38-yard line of the Wildcats to pick up a first down. Bridges turns and wants to hand it off to Sanford. Kenny breaks one tackle, tries to get to the first down marker, and does.
He does.
He should have been tackled back at the 48 for a big loss. He stops, spun back to the right, found just a small seam, and picks up a first down, the Wildcat 37-yard line.
Kenny
What a
says,
run.
whoop, I think this highway's blocked.
Ooh,
I'm going to
boy.
spin and take the scenic route, and he did. And, boy, that was all Kenny Sanford. Great second effort, great spin move, and the Vikes have it 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line of the Wildcats.
Empty backfield, 3 wide receivers right, 2 left for Bridges. Takes the snap, looks that way, throws over the middle. It's high and incomplete. Flores was the intended receiver at the 27-yard line. Pass behind him, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, Jake, just not a good throw that time. It was high. Flores got his hands on it, but up there, and it had a lot of mustard on it, too. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10. So let's see if the Vikes can take advantage of this good field position as checking into the Viking lineup. Jonko Barras checks in at the tight end position.
And Dre Kelly's back in. Dre's been injured. The freshman running back out of St. Louis. He's in there on this 2nd down play from the 36-yard line. From the left hash mark, they give it off to Kelly. Kelly running to his left, breaks one tackle, now bumped out of bounds at the 32-yard line. That is a gain of about 5. It makes it a manageable 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, I think a little out of Austin Johnson's range right now, so Vikes really need to try to pick this first down up if they can.
Boy, there are some big guys. I'm watching some of these defensive linemen come out. Ammons comes out of the game. He's a 315-pounder in the middle. He's out on this play for the Wildcats. They are good up front. How about Koch is 260. Connor Roberts not that big at 235, but in the middle, they're a bunch of big guys.
About time for Jakari Johnson to make a big play.
3rd, and we'll call it 5. Vikings have to use yet another timeout. They have used 2 timeouts. But, Joe, why not? You're down here. Let's get it right.
Yeah.
You're playing the number 2 team in the country. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. You don't want to mess this drive up if possible. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6. So that'll be the 2nd timeout. Vikes have 1 left in the half.
The TV game today, I believe I'm trying to think who the TV game was. I don't think it was it wasn't the Grandview game. It was.
I can tell you here in just a minute.
I think it's at Avila today. It's probably
I think it was Avila and Evangel.
Yeah,
believe.
Avila and Evangel. That is
Avila,
the TV game today. So that one probably will be over before too long.
And Ken, I think the surprise team in the conference has been Evangel. They're coming into today, they've won like 3 or 4 games in a row.
4 in a row, yep.
They check in today with an overall record of 6-3, and they're tied with Baker 3-0 atop the Southern Division.
If they get a win today, regardless of what happens here, they'll be playing for a South Conference championship next week. So
they looked pretty solid last week.
So here's the 3rd down play after the timeout. Jay Casa, here they come, and he had no chance. Ball is loose. And the Vikings, can they recover it?
Don't know.
There's a mad scramble for it at the 45-yard line. I think the Wildcats have it. I mean, Jake Bridges had no chance.
Yeah,
Baker's saying they have the football. The Vikings say they have it.
Vikes, I think, do have it, I believe. I think the Vikes held on, so.
Yeah, they'll punt it away. But, Joe, somehow you have to find some kind of protection. There was 1, 2, 3, 4 Wildcats around Jake and no help.
I'm not sure even Superman who could fly could have gotten out of that mess.
You've got to get some protection there. But that has kind of been an Achilles heel all year long. Here's Higgins back at the 42 to punt it away. Kind of end over end here. It bounces at the 15, and it's going to be picked up at the 11. No fair catch was called.
Why did he pick that ball up?
No fair catch, and McLaurin went down, picked it up, and he had Jay Kirk right on top of him, but he held on at the 11.
And I guarantee you, Jay would love to hit him.
Ooh. And he not gone down to a knee. He was going to take a pretty good shot there. Yeah, I don't know why he even caught that ball. So the Wildcats take over. Their defense has done a pretty good job. The Viking defense has done a great job so far. 13-18 to go in the half. It's 7-3 Valley. Akinyaga rolls to his left. He wants to get out of bounds, does. A good job by Gregory Johnson. He could have gave him a pretty good shot. He let him run out of bounds. Good job after about a 2-yard gain. That's it. It'll be second down.
Good rush that time by Jarrett Harrison, the junior defensive lineman. Also putting pressure on that time was Kenneth Wilson, the linebacker out of University of Missouri, City, Missouri. So good pressure by the Vikings. Let's call it second down and 10.
No gain at all on that play. Akinyaga takes the snap, backpedals, looks. He's hit. He's going to be sacked back at the 7-yard line. It'll be third down and long. Nobody was open, and that pocket collapsed, and down he goes.
I think that was Jake King, the first one to get to him.
Jake was blitzing from that linebacker spot. He made a nice spin move, and you're right. He's got him at the 7-yard line.
Yeah,
third down coming up.
Good pass rush by the Vikes, and boy, this defense continues to play well.
Monty's probably saying, where was this Everett all year long? I mean, they're playing great today. Third down, Vikings show blitz again. They're going to hand it off, and the Vikings stop that play at the 9 for a gain of 2, and they'll have to punt it away again. Another 3 and out for the high-powered Baker Wildcat offense.
Mr. Kilgore, Carlton Kilgore, the guy that made the stop right there. He's the 305-pound senior. He got him down around the ankles, and he was going nowhere. So, boy, a great 3 and out by this Viking defense. And Baker's starting to – they're still a very high-powered offense, but I think they're starting to think a little bit over there.
So
What's going on here? Yeah.
Gastelum standing in the end zone. Punt is away.
Good field position again for the Vikings.
Goes toward the Baker sideline, and it'll be out at the Viking 47. So that's where the Vikings will take over, and I think Gastelum is doing that on purpose. They don't want Jakari Johnson returning punt, so they're kicking that to the sideline.
Well, Ken, this will be the fourth straight drive that the Vikings have started no deeper than their own 40-yard line, and so they've got to cash something in here. They're going to mark it at the looks like about the 47-yard line. So Vikes have been right around midfield on their last four starting points of possessions.
Good crowd here today. Good following from Baker. Of course, when you're ranked number 2 and you're in the championship game a year ago and anticipating getting back there again, you get a good following. First down for the Vikes, their own 47-yard line. Bridges throws over the middle to Jakari. Jakari makes a move to the 40. He's to the 35-yard line. Hurdles a would-be tackler, and it's down at the 32. First down, Vikings.
Grant Elston tripped him up, or that could have been a touchdown, and Jakari just a little slant pattern over the middle, and Jake delivered, put the ball right in his numbers, and Jakari, good job of running after the catch. So that's going to be first and 10 at the 34.
Now get down here again. Let's see if the Vikes can put some points on the board. Working from the right hash mark. Kenny Sanford stays in as a running back. The young man out of Columbus, Ohio, and he'll get the handoff. No, they're going to throw it again, and this time Stenard can't come up with it. Dorian kind of turned to run before he had his hands on the football. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, you know, Ken, last week against Evangel, the Vikings drove into Crusader territory time and time again, just could not finish drives. So let's see if we can put one in this time.
Dorian was open, and the pass was a little out of his reach, but it looked like he almost tried to turn upfield before he caught it. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line of the Wildcats. And they're throw over the middle again to Jakari. Breaks a tackle, spin move. Jakari to 20. He's to the 15 and brought down at the 12-yard line. Wow. First and 10 for the Vikings. Once again, it's Jakari Johnson on the catch from Jake Bridges.
And that's what the Vikings have to do. Get the ball to Jakari in open space, give him some room to operate, and that's exactly what they did. That's going to be a first down.
Now the Vikings are in that red zone. Can they put it in the end zone?
11:04 to go in the first half. 7-3 Vikings.
First down at the 12-yard line. The Viking touchdown came on a 92-yard kick returned by Alden Taylor. First down from the left hash mark at the 12-yard line. Jake hands it off to Sanford. He's hit in the backfield, dropped back at the 16. It'll be second down, and there were 3 Wildcats there. One of the first ones there looked like was Landon Decker.
Landon Decker, the defensive end out of Neosho, Missouri, got into that backfield, and he hit Kenny about the same time. Kenny got the handoff, so that's going to be looks like a loss of about 4, so let's call it second down at 14.
Vikings can get a first down and around the 2. Ball's back at the 16. Whereas the tight end into block. Jake barking out the signals. The Vikings have already used 2 of their first half timeouts. Play clock at 2 at 1 as Jake takes it. Now they're going to run the option. They give it to Kenny. Kenny gets back to close to the original line of scrimmage as they run wide to the right side. So it'll be third down from the 15-yard line.
Kegan Schumann, junior defensive linebacker, made that stop for Baker. Kind of an option play that time and really well played by the Baker defense. So big third down play. Vikes should be in field goal range, but against this Baker team, it'd be nice to get 6.
Austin Johnson, if you're wondering, is 5 for 9 in field goals. His longest is 36. So third down from the 15-yard line for the Vikings. Empty backfield for Bridges.
Give him some time, guys. Give him some time.
Jake stands right on the 20-yard line as he takes the snap, rolls to his left. Now he rolls back to his right. He is scrambling to his right. He takes off. He has some room to run. He's going to throw it in the end zone. It is caught. Kenny Sanford, touchdown! Bridges scrambling to his left, back to his right. He found in the back of the end zone his running back, Kenny Sanford, touchdown Vikings. Wow.
Boy, did Jake do a good job of scrambling. Had 2 guys on his tail, but he found Kenny. Kenny made a nice catch right in that back corner. I think that's about a 15-yard touchdown pass, Ken. And so the Vikings go 53 yards in 5 plays, so an effective drive.
Jake kept his head up. He found his running back in the corner of the end zone, back of the end zone, got it to him. Here's the extra point. It's blocked.
Look out.
And this is picked up, and this could be a 2-point conversion. As the extra point was blocked, and taking it back for 2 points for the Wildcats is going to be Grant Elston.
And I'll tell you what that 2 points is going to do. It's going to make it a 1-possession game.
So it is now 13-5 as the Vikings have it blocked, and Elston picks it up and goes in for 2. So it's 13-5. Vikings still up by 8 points. We're coming back with a kickoff in just a moment.
Water damage, smoke damage, mold remediation, or storm damage, Serpro in Columbia, Sedalia, and Marshall is ready to restore the beauty of your home or business when the unexpected happens. Since 1967, the certified staff.
Hey, Ken?
Yeah?
I got a final on the Mizzou game if you want it.
Yeah, what is it?
Missouri won 45-16.
Wow, Florida's terrible. Thank you.
94 for Serpro, and they'll make it like it never even happened. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Sometimes everything should revolve around you, and one of those times is your health care. Katy Trail Community Health believes healthcare should be personal, available, and affordable. It should revolve around you, from the way you make appointments to the ease with which you can follow up with your provider. Clinic hours are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 5. Thursdays, the clinic is open late until 7. Walk-in appointments are available. Katy Trail Community Health at 1825 Atchison Avenue in Marshall, inside the Saline County Health Department.
The block came from Nate McLaurin from the left side, and Baker gets a couple of points out of it. Here's the kick. This will be returned from the 5, across the 10 to the 15-yard line, up to the 30, 35-yard line, and Ross finally gets to Aaron Hill and throws him out of bounds at the Viking 30, or rather at the Baker 37-yard line. Good kick return, and the Wildcats with pretty good field position.
Yeah,
now.
Pretty good play by Aaron Ross. They called. Somebody said flag. I don't see a flag on the field though. I don't see one out there.
Now the ball's going to be at the 37-yard line is where they'll mark it. No, it was offside.
Offside, okay.
Offside on the kick.
Okay.
Flag was way back here at the 35-yard line.
So there was a flag.
So after the return, the ball's at the 42-yard line, the Wildcats' 42-yard line.
Come on, D.
Akinyaga will hand it off to Woods. Good run. He gets across the 45 to the 47. That's a pickup of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. J.D. Woods, 1,267 yards coming in.
Freshman lineman Mikai Burnley made the stop there for the Vikings.
Now a hurry-up offense. Akinyaga, they'll hand it off again. Woods, big hole, first down. He gets inside the Viking 45 to the 44, running just along the left hash mark, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Jake King made the stop for the Vikings, but a couple of good runs by Woods as he takes the ball into Viking territory at the 44, 1st and 10.
Desir out, Kilgore in. Hand off Woods. He's wrapped up.
Nice play. Good
right
play.
At the line of scrimmage.
That's Burley again. Mekai Burley, the freshman out of Jeff City, slid down the line of scrimmage that time and got him down around the ankles.
2nd down, no gain. 2nd down and 10. Now they'll give him a yard. 2nd down and 9 from the right hash mark. Aganyaga rolls to his right, looks deep. He wants to throw. He's in trouble. He gets away from Burley. Stays on his feet. Now he's all the way to the 35-yard line, running up the left side of the 29. 1st down. Vikings had him. Couldn't corral him at midfield. 1st down, Baker at the Viking 29.
Yeah, I should have had him for about a 10-yard loss that time. The Vikes had good pressure, but give Aganyaga credit. He scrambled out. It looked like Jake Bridges there and rolled to the left, had plenty of running room, takes it down at the 28.
1st down, they'll throw it to the outside. Good catch inside the 25-yard line. Down to the 22 is Nick Snyder, close to another 1st down. They'll mark him at the 22. He'll be about 2 yards shy. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, the other wide receiver, Clarence Clark, threw a nice block that time to open up a few more yards. That's a gain of about 4 on the play.
So 2nd down coming up for the Wildcats. And they hand it off to Wood. He picks a hole up the middle, gets a 1st down to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Wildcats. They're in their hurry up right now. 7:35 to go. They trail 13-5.
Well, and again, this should still be a 2-possession game, but as it is, it's an 8-point Viking lead. So
Vikings trying to bring people into the game, and they can't do it. And now here is Snyder with a catch, and he trips and falls on his own at the 12-yard line. Still a gain of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Vikings trying to bring in personnel, and the Wildcats not letting them do it. They are getting up to that line in a hurry.
Aaron Ross there to make that last tackle for the Vikings.
2nd down, handed off to Wood, and flag is down. Play stops. Procedure this time against the Wildcats. That'll slow them down a little bit.
Yeah, needs something to slow the train down just a bit.
Broadcast brought to you by La Crosse Lumber and Marshall. Serve Pro and Marshall, Sedalia, Columbia, and Healthcare Collaborative at Buckner, Carrollton, Concordia, and Waverly. So 2nd down, the ball is now back at the 17-yard line. Aganyaga, low snap again. He has to scramble to his left, and he'll throw this one away as the pressure was on. Dedrick Allen was right in his face along with Kenneth Wilson.
Yeah, good pressure by the Vikes, and that's what you got to do with Aganyaga. Don't give him time, and the Vikes did not do that. Or they did do that time, did not give him time.
3rd down and 11. 6:51 to go. 1st half, 13-5. Valley trying to pull off a major upset in NAI football today, up 13-5.
3rd and 11 here.
Empty backfield for Aganyaga. Now he'll slow things down, take a look over at the Baker sideline. Wait for the snap, get it. Back pedals, now looks over the middle, pumps once.
Come on, guys.
He is
get in there, Miles.
Scrambling back to his right, looking downfield, keeps the head up. And he's going to have to throw this one into the end zone, and it should have been intercepted.
Could have been.
How in the world did Antoine Palmer, the senior from Houston, not pick that one off? It was intended for Wood. Antoine had it right in his hands and couldn't hang on. Should have been a pick.
But great coverage by the Viking secondary. I mean, Aganyaga had all kinds of time that time, and boy, the Vikes had everybody covered. And like you said, Palmer stepped inside the receiver and could have had a pick very easily.
Yeah, Woods was the intended receiver, and Palmer was right there. Well, Clarence Clark will attempt yet another field goal, the all-time leading scorer in NAIA.
35-yarder, it looks like.
That's well within his range, and Bennett White is the holder. From the left hash mark, Park will try to get his team a little closer. Ball down, kick is on the way. Plenty of leg. It's no good.
Missed it. He is human.
He missed it to the left. He hooked it to the left. 13-5, so the Vikings hold, and they'll take over. Wow, was that big?
Yeah, that was huge. And boy, Clarence Clark, he does not miss many of them. In fact, he's broken our hearts several times in the last 3 or 4 years, but that time it looks like he hooked it wide to the left.
So the Vikings, for one of the few times, take over in their own territory or not near midfield, but they still have a 13-5 lead. This game brought to you by Kane Insurance in Carrollton, Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and Red Cross Pharmacy in Marshall. You're listening to KMMO Marshall, also moval.edu and viewing on moval.edu. 1st down from the 20-yard line for the Vikings. And they'll hand it off to Sanford. Sanford bounces to the outside. Kenny's to the 25.
Nice run.
Stays on his feet. Close to a first down at the 30.
Pretty late hit, too. I guess they don't. Right on the sideline, I guess.
Well, let's see where they're going to mark him out. They'll give him the 30-yard line. That's a 10-yard gain and a first down. That's a play the Vikings love to run, is get it to Sanford wide right.
Ken, speak of Clarence Clark, how long was that field goal he hit about 4 years ago to beat the Vikings?
Yeah, it was
last
over
play of the game.
Maybe at 56.
Yeah.
First down at the 30-yard line for the Vikings. They get a little breathing room here. And they only have one timeout remaining with which to work in the half. First down, hand it off. Kenny is hit right at the line of scrimmage and goes nowhere, leading the Josh Koch.
Josh Koch out of Concordia, the senior 260-pound lineman. And Josh, a good player, out of Concordia, right down the road. Concordia about 30 miles, and Koch made a nice play that time.
And he has 7 sacks coming in. So it's second down and 11, the loss of a yard on that play. 5:42 to go in the first half. 13-5 Valley. Jake waits for the snap. He has Kenny Sanford lined up to his left. Takes the snap. Throws over the middle. Jakari makes the catch. Breaks a tackle. Has a first down at the 42-yard line. He's lined up in that slot to the left side. Just takes about 3 steps. Jake hits him in stride. It's a first down at the 42-yard line.
Junior defensive back Clay Drillard made the stop for Baker. But I tell you, the Vikes starting to get Jakari more and more involved in the offense. That's about his 3rd or 4th catch of the half. And that's a big one right there. Takes it out to the 42. 5:06 in the half.
Ball at the left hash mark. Valley up 13-5. Bridges turns. They want to run it to Eldon Taylor. Taylor nowhere to go. Thrown down at the 39-yard line. Eldon not very big, freshman out of Texas, but he has a big play in this one, a 92-yard kickoff return. There's a loss of 3, though. It's second down and 13 coming up.
Keegan Schumann and Landon Decker there to bring Elton down. So second down and 12 for the Vikes. 4.5 minutes left in the half. 13-5, Vikes lead it.
Now Jakari's lined up in the slot to the right side. Dorian Stenard, wide receiver to that right side. Jake rolls that way, looks and throws, and it's caught by Stenard. He goes to a knee, makes the catch at the 44. So now that brings up a manageable third down. It'll be 3rd and about 7. That's the first catch of the day for Dorian Stenard.
Yeah, good throw by Bridges. Stenard had to go to the ground to get it, but he did. So big third down play here as we near the 4-minute mark in the half. Don't want to give the ball back to the Wildcats.
We'll talk wrestling at halftime. Mike Mockles and Carl Murphy will join us. We'll also have some stats. We'll have some high school scores. If we have time, we'll let you in on that penalty kick session last night and that big win for the men's soccer team. Third down, empty backfield. Jake stands in the pocket. Now he scrambles to his right. He looks up the sideline. He throws it back against the grain. And that is picked off, but I think Jake was out of bounds. Thank goodness Jake stepped out of bounds back at the 36-yard line because that ball was picked off by Grant Elston, but they're going to rule that he was out of bounds.
Thank goodness.
Whistle blew. A whistle stopped play. No matter what happened, you could hear the whistle.
Now Baker's signaling they got the ball. Let's see what
there was a whistle. The whistle stopped play. You cannot blow a whistle and now change your mind. The officials, you heard the whistle up here. The official on the other side, Joe, was waving his hand, said the play was dead at the 36-yard line.
They're going to give it to Baker.
How in the world can you do that? Jake is rolling to his right. He's being chased. He gets close. He was not out of bounds. He was not.
And Paul Troth about 15 yards out on the field.
Joe, that is a horrible call. That is bad officiating. I don't say that very often. That is bad officiating. They blew the whistle. Paul Troth is really upset, and the conference needs to look at this play because the whistle blew. When the whistle blew, the play is over.
Should be. Let's see what they're not. I don't think they're going to change their mind, but Paul is very upset. You don't see him get that livid that often, but he is right now.
We'll let Paul take care of it. We won't do it up here, but from up here you could hear the whistle, and you also could see the official on the far side waving that the play was over. Maybe the Vikings are going to win this one. Let's see. The officials getting together.
They're going to talk it over again. If they blew the whistle, it's dead.
Yeah. And that was a bad, if they didn't, Oh, no way. The referee saying the whistle occurred after the interception, and I'll tell you, that did not happen.
No.
That
no,
did not happen.
No.
But Baker gets the ball. A big game, you're trying to knock off the number 2 team in the country, and the officials completely blew that play.
Well, that could be a turning point play in this
Huge
game.
play.
Big play. That's going to give Baker 1st and 10 at the Viking 49-yard line. So, boy, a bad break for the Vikings.
And to say that the whistle blew after the interception, now another flag on the Viking sideline. Unbelievable. Pocket.
Well, let's
now
just
he
hope this
scrambles to
fires
his
this
right.
Viking
He
team
looks up the
That's just
sideline.
only thing
He
you
throws
can
it back
hope right
against
now,
the grain.
Intercepted.
That is
The
picked off,
Dolphins
but I
have to
think
look
Jake
at
was
this
out of
through
bounds.
because
this is a Thank huge goodness play. Jake stepped out of bounds back at the third. Now they give him a sideline warning.
Sideline warning.
All right. Well, we'll move on. Ball's at the 49-yard line of the Vikings. The interception was made by Grant Elston. The officials bailed themselves out by saying the whistle blew after the interception. That's not correct. So 1st down. Here's the handoff to Wood. Straight up the middle, and he gets about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, because let's just see if the defense
just hold
played
them.
very well this first half. 3 minutes and 24 seconds left to play in the half, so let's see if we can hold them one more time as a gain of about 2 on that play.
2nd down. Here's a quick wide receiver screen. They give it out here, and close to a 1st down. I think they do have the 1st down at the Viking 37-yard line, Nick Snyder. So 1st down for the Wildcats.
Davon Henry and Joseph Trout make that last tackle for the Vikings, but that's going to give Baker a new set of downs as they take it down to the Viking 37.
Vikings have to forget that play and go to work. And they hand it off to Wood. He tries to bounce to the outside. He's to the 30, up the sideline, steps out of bounds at the 25. And boy, this crowd is irate. 1st down for the Wildcats. A huge break in this football game.
Not a big crowd, but they are
Vocal
very
now,
vocal, very vocal right now. It sounds like a big crowd.
And Paul Troth was on the field as animated as I've ever seen him.
Yeah, and I think he had a right to be.
Yes, I do too. Well, now this is going to be a 1st down at the 23-yard line of the Vikings for the Wildcats.
Well, let's see if we can stiffen. Exactly 3 minutes to go in the half. 13-5, the Vikings lead by 8.
Now they want to reset the play clock. It's 1st down at the 22. Aganyaga swings it to the outside. They get to the 20, to the 15, and now shoved out of bounds as they throw it out to Jason Meeker, a freshman wide receiver, and the Wildcats are marching right now. A huge break in this game.
Give freshman wide receiver Nick Snyder credit. He threw a great block that time to free the receivers, so that's going to be a 1st down.
And they can still get a 1st down inside the 1. Akinyaga takes the snap, hands it off to Wood. He's hit back at the 11-yard line, no gain. And again, that's Brumley, I think. Boy, he's really having a good game.
Meekai, the freshman out of Jeff City, brought him down. Nice play.
Well, Burnley with another big play. It's 2nd down for the Wildcats. Akinyaga hands it off to Wood again. He's to the 5, crashes down to the 4. 3rd down coming up. 2:27 to go in the half.
Yeah, Gregory Johnson in on the stop right there. I think Gregory was the first to hit him. Also, Dedrick Allen in the stop. So that's going to take it down to about the 4. 2:15 left in the half. 3rd down in the goal for Baker.
3rd down. Boy, it'd be nice to keep him out here. Rolling to his right. Here comes the pressure. Here's the throw. It's dropped at the 10-yard line. I don't know if they would have gotten into the end zone anyway, but the pass was dropped by Meeker, and it'll be 4th down, and they're going to bring Clark in for a field goal.
Yeah.
Well, to me, this is a victory.
Oh, yeah. The Viking defense we got a bad call, and they rose to the occasion and made a stop. So
that's what we said, Joe. We got to play, and they did. They just settled in and played. Let's see if they are going to go. Yeah, they're going to go for the field goal here.
Yeah, it could be a fake, but I don't think so. I think they hit it. That'll make it a 5-point game.
Well, that's not Clark who's there to kick it.
Is that Abe Garcia?
That's Garcia. Ball is down. Kick is on the way. Line drive, and it's good. So Garcia drills it through. So a big break for the Wildcats. And the Viking defense comes up big and holds them to 3. It's 13-8. Vikings with a lead. We're back with the kickoff in 30 seconds.
more than you love me.
How can you say that?
You hand wash it, you hand wax it, you listen to the same music.
Pure coincidence.
I just hope your insurance company feels the same way about it as you do.
I'm one happy camper. Shelter Insurance has great agents who are nuts about cars. We're competitively priced, and our claims people are fast, fair, and friendly. Ask your agent about Shelter's auto insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
For a free insurance review, contact Russell Kirby in Slater, Terry Townsend in Marshall, or Troy Brockman in Concordia.
We're going to try to play that play with Jake. Now, he was not out of bounds.
Kick
And we can see on our replay, he was not out of bounds on that Third down, empty backfield. Jake stands in the pocket.
You could hear
now
the
he
whistle
scrambles
blow.
to his right.
From
He
up
looks up
here,
the sideline. He
before
throws
he
it
threw
back
the
against the
football,
grain,
the
and that is
interception
picked
blown.
off.
When
But
that
I think
whistle
Jake was
blows,
out of
you don't know
bounds.
who stops, you know.
Thank goodness
Garcia
Jake stepped
with
out
the
of bounds
kick.
back at the 36. One's going to be taken
Returnable.
by Eldon Taylor. Right side to the 10. Weaves his way to the 15. He's to the 30 and is dropped out at the 32. He almost came to a complete stop and then put it in another gear and races up the right sideline to the 32. Vikings take over there. They have one timeout remaining, and they have the lead 13-8 here late in the first half against the number 2 team in the country.
Lee Andrews made that stop for Baker, but down, like I say, at a minute 46, Vikes, I don't think they'll run the clock out. I think they'll try to get something going from their own 32.
Wildcats have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Vikes have only 1, I believe.
And again, the big play, Jake Bridges rolling to his right, and he did not step out of bounds. The official missed that, but he did blow the whistle, and so they thought the play was over, and they allowed it to go and get the interception. But then the Viking defense held the Wildcats to a field goal. Empty backfield, trips to the left side for the Vikings. Jake takes the snap. He scrambles out to his left. He's got room to run. He gets to the 35 and gets out of bounds at the 36, and that's a gain of about 4. 4 tough yards for the young man from Park Hill.
And again, that was all Jake. He had about 5 guys chasing him, and boy, he put a couple moves on and got to the outside, so made something out of nothing with 1:38 left to play in the half, a gain of 6. It's going to be 2nd down and 4.
Well, the Vikings are not going to go to the playoffs this year. They're fighting for a 500 record, but they're giving the number 2 team in the country all they want this afternoon here on Greg Mitchell.
And Vikes should get the ball to start the second half.
Back to throw is Jake. Steps up. He scrambles again. He gets to the 39 and has to step out of bounds. Look downfield, only 2 receivers down there, and they were both covered. So it is 3rd down, and stepping out of bounds will give the Wildcats some time here. Let's see if the Vikes can get a 1st down.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a makeable 3rd down. Well, he stepped out back, so it's going to be 3rd. Looks like 3rd and about 3.
13-8, Vikings with the lead. Held this high-powered offense to 2 field goals and the conversion on a blocked extra point.
Let's get the ball to Jakari right here if we can.
Wow. Bridges is sacked. I mean, you wonder what they're doing up front. You have to be honest about that because there was nobody that blocked Rosenstengel. Nobody.
Rosenstengel came in as soon as Jake
no blocking.
Planted his right leg to throw, he was nailed.
Yeah. So the Vikes will have to punt it away, and they're going to give Baker some time. The offensive line has been an Achilles heel, to be honest with you, most of the year, and certainly on that play, nobody blocked the freshman. So minute 24, the Wildcats take a timeout, so they're going to get the ball back, and they're thinking about moving downfield. We'll take a quick, we better keep it right here. As they're already back on the field, I'd like to thank Shelter Insurance Agent Terry Townsend and Marshall, Troy Brockman in Concordia, Russell Kirby and Slater, Weber Seeds Incorporated, Wood and Houston Bank, and Fitzgibbon Hospital for making this broadcast possible.
Well, you know, and Baker just blocked an extra point, so you know the Wildcats are thinking about blocking a punt right now with 1:24 left. So come on, Lion, let's do a good job here.
Drake Higgins, if he needs a big punt, it'd be here. McLaurin is back deep. Here's a good snap. Here they come. Gets it away. He booms this one. McLaurin all the way back to his own 14. He tries to get away, and the Vikings nail him back at the 16-yard line.
Elton Taylor.
Taylor got him. And
nice
so the
job.
Wildcats have a long way to go, and Drake Higgins drills another one. Wow.
I tell you, Ken, and that's a guy you've seen evolve all year long. He has good numbers, and he's been near the top of the NAIA, but you just see him kicking better with more confidence every week.
Flag down here at the Viking 48-yard line. Let's see what this penalty's all about.
Maybe he stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds and the whistle blew, but the play didn't count. Well, it's a holding call. This officiating crew may not come over here and visit with the Viking fans at halftime.
No, they best
go
head
their
on
own
to
way.
the safety of the locker room over in the Bird Center.
They better not
go over and watch women's basketball.
There you
for a few
go.
minutes.
That'll be about getting started here. Well, that'll be starting here in just a few minutes. All right, 13-8 after the penalty. Baker back at their own 8-yard line. Akinyaga takes the snap, and they want to run it to Wood. Wood gets out to the 13-yard line. It'll be second down. They hurry up. Clock is down to a minute. They're going to chuck it deep one of these plays, so the Vikes better be ready.
Taylor Palade and Aaron Ross made that stop for the Vikings.
Second down and about 4 for the Wildcats from their 14-yard line. Again, they hand it off to Wood. He's going to be hit and stopped at the 18. He should have enough for a first down with 45 seconds remaining in the half. They'll stop the clock to move the chains.
Dedrick Allen in on that last stop.
This Viking unit has played really well here in the first half. Here's this pass to the outside, and the Vikings will let Nick Snyder run out of bounds. Now Kenny Wilson will check in for Palade. It's not enough for a first down. It's a gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4 from the 25-yard line. 35 seconds to go in the half. 13-8 Valley. Akinyaga. Oh, there was movement. He got away with it. Throws it deep down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Ross as he was step for step with Taiwan Moss, and it'll be third down and 4 from the 25-yard line. 31 seconds to go in the half.
I'll tell you, Ken, they list Aaron Ross. He's a junior defensive back. They list him at 6'3". He runs pretty well for a guy that tall. He was with that receiver step for step that time.
Third down and 4. Aginyaga, they throw it out quickly to Snyder, has the first down, and he's tackled at the 35-yard line by Devontae Wright, but they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go now.
Yeah, I don't want to, like not to give up anything right here if we can.
Good first half by Valley. They lead at 13-8 over the number 2 team in the country. First down at the 35-yard line. They throw it again out to Nick Snyder. Snyder gets out of bounds again at the 45-yard line with 10 seconds to go. Well, that took a long time.
Yeah, Trey Johnson over there to bump him out of bounds. Good defensive play by Trey. So it's, I'd say, two plays at the most for Baker. Let's see if we can hold him.
Ball is at the Baker 44-yard line. It's second down. And second down at about a yard.
You know if Baker has any trickery in their bag, but looking over towards the bench is Aginyaga, so 10 seconds left.
Well, the Viking safeties better be back. Don't let anything get behind you.
No need to play no bump and run at the line of scrimmage right now.
Even a pass interference penalty. Don't let him catch anything. Aginyaga.
Pressure.
He's being pressured, and he's going to throw it away.
Good job.
And now we have 4 seconds with which to work. Vikings were all over him. Big Kyraton was chasing him, so was Trout. So it's 3rd and 1 from the 44. Now the Vikings will go back and prevent. Desimoni's a good 25 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And so it should be, barring a penalty, the final play of the first half. Vikings up 13-8. We're going to talk wrestling, and we have a lot for you at the half. Trips to the right side for the Wildcats. Aginyaga, they're going to keep it on the ground. And getting through the first wave is Woods, and that's it for the half, and what a half for the Missouri Valley College Vikings. They have gone toe-to-toe with the number 2 team in the country, and the Vikes lead at 13-8 at the half. We're going to talk wrestling when we come back in 1 minute.
Nothing tastes better than a bowl of chili on a brisk fall day, and it's chili fixin' season at C&R Markets. With 10-pound packages of 80% lean ground beef at $1.98 a pound. Best choice tomatoes and chili beans only 48 cents a can. Check out our mega meat sale with fresh, never frozen, boneless chicken breasts at $1.98 a pound. Choice certified Angus beef boneless rump roast $2.68 a pound. And you could be the winner of the ultimate Mizzou tailgate prize package with your CNR rewards card.
It's
From
halftime
everyone
on
at
a...
CNR Markets. We hope to see you soon at CNR.
Kubota's Orange Opportunity Sales Event is going on now. Take on the tough jobs in a powerful Kubota Standard L Series. With the right combination of dependable horsepower and ease of operation, they're perfect for the independent property owner. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 84 months, plus great customer instant rebates and a 6-year warranty. Now through December 31st, 2017. See us or go to
94 is a kicker, too.
for more information. See Marshall Service Company, 1714 Commerce Drive in Marshall, or call 886-3011.
Well, the Vikings lead at 13-8. Joe, before we go to my interview with the wrestling coaches, your thoughts on this first half?
Well, what an effort by the Viking defense. Really stepped up. They hold Baker to 2 field goals and a returned extra point for a touchdown. This is a team that averages 52 points a game, so I don't think the defense could have played much better. And the Vikings get their 2 touchdowns, one on that 92-yard electrifying kickoff return by Elton Taylor to put the Vikings up 7-3. Then they go ahead 13-5 on that 15-yard touchdown pass from Jake Bridges to Kenny Sanford. So good first half for the Vikings. Vikes should get the ball to start the second half, so probably the best half of football of the year.
No question about it. I had a chance to visit with both wrestling coaches. Their seasons are getting underway.
It's halftime. I want to turn our attention to the women's wrestling program at Missouri Valley College, and Carl Murphy joins us in his 15th year. And, Coach, you've had a couple of meets, but I'll tell you what, you like to go out and test your girls against some of the best competition in the country, and in fact, in North America, don't you?
Well, yeah, and I think this part of the season we're not really looking at wins and losses. Everything we do is geared towards that national tournament in February. So
kick session last night and that big win for the men's soccer team. Third down, empty backfield. Jake stands in the pocket. Now he scrambles to his right.
Yeah, there's no question about that. This weekend, as we do this interview, you're on the road again, right?
That's correct. We're going to be at McMurray with most of our team, except for Alyssa Cantu. She's been invited to the National All-Star Classic at Princeton University. So we'll be wrestling women right alongside the D1 men.
Now, how did she get invited to that? That's quite an honor.
It was based on her finish at Nationals last year. So it's the top 2 in each weight coming back.
So some of the best, obviously, some of the best women wrestlers will be there. Most of them will be there.
That's correct. Yeah, it's the top 20 girls in the country.
She has I'm sure she's pretty confident. How do you like her chances going in there?
Well, it's going to be a little rough. She's going to be wrestling the girl that won nationals last year, so it's going to be an uphill battle. But
what a great experience for her, right?
A big honor and a big boost for women's wrestling.
How about this weekend at McMurray? A lot of good teams there?
It's a pretty small tournament, so it's going to give our freshmen a chance to maybe get deep in the tournament and get some matches in. So it's a good building tournament for the team we have.
Now, November 18th, you have your Open here. That's always a big event.
Yeah, it's traditionally the biggest tournament in the country, and it's probably going to be again this year. It's 6 mats all day long and lots of wrestling.
Where do they all come from that? Can you? How many schools are going to be here?
We'll probably have about 30 schools, including Simon Fraser from Canada, Menlo from California, Bristol, Tennessee, King College, so from all over.
So that's on the 18th, and that's an all-day event, and everyone certainly can come out and watch some really good wrestling.
Oh, it'll be a big show, yeah.
You also travel a lot. You go to a lot of those different places. You put a lot of miles on.
Yeah, I think if we do the travel, we probably travel more than any team on campus. We're Vegas to Bristol, Tennessee, Georgia, Michigan. So we're all over.
Carl, where do you get most of the gals who wrestle? Missouri's not a big women's wrestling state. Where do most of them come from?
Well, I tend to get all the girls in Missouri, which is 2 or 3 a year. Okay. But mostly California and Texas, a little bit from Hawaii, and then scattered around the rest of the states.
Is women's wrestling becoming more and more prevalent across the country?
Very much so. The national numbers for high school boys has been dropping for 5 years in a row. The women have been keeping the numbers up by increasing every year for the last 5. So we're up around 13,000.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing growth. It was about 13, 20 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, so it's really taken some big jumps.
Well, this program here, I know you've been here, as I said, in your 15th year. We have seen a lot of progress in this program, haven't we?
Quite a bit, yeah. I mean, we are the oldest program in the country, and we're not even 20 years old yet. So it's a young sport, but we are, the pace setter.
All right. So how many meets do you go to during the year, Carl?
Right around 18.
So that from now on until late February, early March, it's going to be very busy, even later than that.
Yeah, and then we have a few pickup tournaments in April and May.
All right, so you have the Open here on the 18th. I should also mention for those listening, January the 10th, you'll have a duel here.
January 10th, we'll have St. Mary's in and McMurray, and that will also be our senior night.
Carl, keep up the good work. Always enjoy watching the gals wrestle and appreciate the visit.
Well, thank you very much.
Visiting now with Mike Mockles, the head men's wrestling coach, also associate athletic director. And Mike, 26 years have been in charge of the program?
Right, yeah, we started this thing in 1991, so it doesn't seem like it's been 26 years. We're still having fun, though.
Yeah, still having fun with it. And congratulations, the rankings come out preseason. You're ranked number 2. You've got the bar up there.
It does set the bar a little high, but it's good to be recognized by everybody. Now we know that we just need to show up, and hopefully at the end of the year in the last poll we're at least there.
Now those type of rankings do one too. It shows respect for your program, right, and it tells me you have a lot of quality young men, new freshmen coming in, and also some veterans.
Yeah, that's true. It shows a little respect there, and we've got a great group that we kind of came in with. We had 12 new freshmen and 10 new transfer guys, and which makes up a really nice class we have coming. But we also had redshirted a bunch of guys last year, and we feel pretty confident with what we have. We know that it's Grandview is going to be a tough opponent, but we think that we're at least going to be in the upper end of the tournament when we finish.
Who are a couple of the wrestlers you're planning on leading your squad this year?
Well, we have 3 returning All-Americans, 2 from last year and 1 from the previous. Andrew Simmons is ranked number 2 at 165. He's a senior. Also, and it was a All-American last year for us. And then T.J. Barnes is, I believe, ranked 4th at 157. And Donovan Fouché, who's ranked 6th at 197. But he was an All-American 2 years ago. We redshirted him last year.
Now, one thing we're seeing more and more of are wrestling teams being formed in the conference. We didn't see that a few years ago.
Oh, no, we didn't have a conference till really recently. And of course, Grandview's rated number 1, we're number 2, and I believe Baker's going to be in the top 15 when it's all said and done. So, and Graceland's really coming along. They're a relatively new program, but they're really scrappy. So and we've added William Penn, Benedictine. So it's a good conference. We're really tough.
Mike, how about home events? So when do we start at home?
Well, we actually wrestle our first home duel will be, I believe that's November 30th against Benedictine. Then we come back in December, first week of December with, I want to say William Penn there. We have 2 home duels in the first half, and then 3 in the second half with two tournaments.
Well, that's awesome. So the fans will get a chance to see these young men wrestle. Let's talk about the tournaments. I know we cover one. You have 2 tournaments here, and a lot of teams come in, a lot of wrestlers.
We have. We started years ago when we started the Missouri Valley Invitational. I wanted to model it out of a tournament that we had gone to several times up in Chicago. And it was kind of the premier small college tournament at the time. And what we have done, been able to develop this one into the top small college tournament in the country. We have 42 teams coming this year. Last year was 32. We had 17 of the top 20 teams in the country in it. We also had, I think, 70%, 73% of the All-Americans. So it's going to be really interesting this year. And then, of course, our Opens, I think that's the 25th year of it.
Last year, 8 mats. This year, 10 mats. Is that right?
Yeah, we're going to be 10 mats. We'll start at 2 o'clock on Friday. I believe that's the 19th of January. And we'll go till roughly 8:30, 9 o'clock Friday night, and then we'll start up again at 9 o'clock in the morning, finish around 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday.
Well, if you're a wrestling fan, or even if you're not, check it out. It's quite an event.
Well, there's going to be some of the best wrestling in the country. These kids are really talented. We have some great competitive teams coming from the East Coast, West Coast. you're going to get the chance to see some really great talent out there.
Before I let you go, Mike, let's talk about a Halloween event that you and your team have been involved with for the last several years. Right. And, again, this year was a huge success.
Right. It's our Cans for Kids food drive. This is our 9th year of it. We had about 1,700 plus cans that we collected throughout the community. The kids go out and they trick or treat and for cans this time. And as an older kid, they still have a little bit of fun, but all the food goes back to the elementary schools here in Marshall, and then it gets distributed to the elementary kids' families and helps them just throughout the year.
What a great event. And I know the people in the community, they expect it now, don't they?
Oh, they do. They do. That it's a lot of difference from the first year when we got a lot of phone calls from the police department. What are your kids doing? And now they expect it. We show up with that Valley Wrestling sweatshirt on, and there's cans sitting there waiting for us. And, we're really appreciative of everybody's help and donations, because there's just a lot of kids out there just unfortunate they don't get a chance to eat if it isn't at school, and that's terrible. And my wife's a principal, and she sees it every day, and so it was just a way for us to maybe help give back to Marshall.
Great program. Mike, the season's going to be upon us before we know it. Thanks for the visit, and always look forward to it. It's going to be a great year.
Yeah, it should be a great year. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys taking time.
All right, so you heard from both wrestling coaches, Carl Murphy, and also from Mike Makos. Let's take a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the statistics of the first half. That's in a minute. Viking Sports Network.
Having problems with your feet? Maybe it's a bunion or an ingrown toenail. We can take care of that at Columbia Orthopedic Group. We've hired Dr. Alyssa Duncan, a podiatrist, to help with all foot and ankle needs. So if it's
Illich against Lee.
And finally get checked, call Columbia Orthopedic Group for your appointment at 573-443-2402. Dr. Alyssa Duncan, our new podiatrist. One more way, Columbia Orthopedic Group is defining excellence.
Emily Corbin, Natalie Elaine, Hayden, Seth, Bryce. These are just a few of the freshmen from your neighborhoods attending college with an MFA Foundation scholarship. This year, the foundation awarded $680,000 to hardworking youth in communities where MFA does business. At MFA, we invest in our youth because they are the future of farming. You can count on MFA, your Missouri-based cooperative, for the input, service, and expertise you need to farm.
We're at the farm. Come take a look at MFA today.
Well, the Vikings' 2 scores that come on a 92-yard kickoff return by Eldon Taylor, and also a pass from Jake Bridges to Kenny Sanford. The scores for Baker, a couple of field goals, one by Clarence Clark, one by Abram Garcia, and then they blocked an extra point attempt by Austin Johnson and ran that one back for 2 points. Grant Elston did that. The Wildcats, 291 yards of offense. The Vikings only 103 yards of offense. Remember, one of those touchdowns came on that kick return. The rushing, 124 for Baker, only 21 for Missouri Valley. Now, the sacks do get included in there. Net passing yards, 167 for Baker, 82 for the Vikings. Time possession about equal, 14:01 for Baker, 14:04 for the Vikings. As far as the freshman, Marco Akanyaga, he is 14 out of 25, 167 yards, 1 interception. His longest pass, 45 yards, that was to Clarence Clark. Jake Bridges, 7 out of 12, 1 interception. That was on that very controversial play. He also has the 1 touchdown pass. Jakari Johnson's caught 3 for 54, 9 catches for Nick Snyder for 88 yards. Rushing, J.D. Woods has 138 yards rushing, so he's had a big game, 21 carries, and Kenny Sanford with just 28 for the 23 yards. But again, for the Vikings, but the Vikes have the lead, 13-8 over this Baker team that averages almost 53 points a game. We'll come back. Joe will take a look at a couple of high school scores when we return in 1 minute.
Untreated hearing loss has serious emotional and social consequences.
Hearing loss is not a harmless condition. Untreated hearing loss can lead to depression, social withdrawal, isolation, and paranoia. In fact, people with untreated hearing loss are twice as likely to have depression, and the worse the hearing, the higher the incidence of depression. I'm Dr. Barbara Burns with AccuQuest Hearing Centers. Common excuses for not being tested are, my hearing isn't bad enough yet, or I get by. Stay in touch with your loved ones and friends. Please call 660-826-0180 to schedule a free, no-obligation hearing test. Improve your quality of life. Come hear what a difference hearing aids can make in your life. Hear what you're missing. AccuQuest Hearing Centers of Marshall, Sedalia, and Boonville. We don't just sell hearing aids. We sell satisfaction.
Well, the high school season is winding down in the next couple of weeks, and Joe, district championships last night.
Okay, classes 1 through 6 and 8-man football all played last week. In classes 1 through 5, it was district championship games. In classes 6 and 8-man, it was district championship games, but also quarterfinal matchups because they don't have as many teams on those classes. Let's look at some of the scores in Class 1. Adrian fell to Lockwood 8-0. Lincoln beat Crestridge 20-0. Lincoln will go to Lockwood next week. Monroe City, they stay undefeated. They beat South Shelby 56-26. The Westran Hornets get a big win. Ken, that's your old stomping ground. You do the PA for them. They go on the road. They beat previously undefeated and state-ranked Marceline 42-16. So they'll be at home. Westran will be at home to take on Monroe City next Saturday afternoon, I believe. Elsewhere, East Buchanan beats Plattsburgh 36-14. Princeton knocks off the defending Class 1 state champion Hamilton Hornets out of Hamilton 46-16. In Class 2, the defending state champion Lamar, they keep rolling. They knock off Fairgrove 61-0 in a battle of the Callaways. North Callaway beats South Callaway 38-20. Clark County pulls a big upset. Clark County, the number 4 seed in their district, they go on the road. They upset number 2 seeded Palmyra 26-16. Holden, and get this, Ken, Holden comes into district play 1-7. They won their last regular season game. They won 3 games in district. They beat Knob Noster 21-0. They'll play Higginsville next week. Higginsville remains unbeaten. They beat Lathrop last night 41-27. Clark County plays North Callaway. In Class 3, it was Blair Oaks beating Mexico 60-14. Blair Oaks will play the winner of this afternoon's St. Charles Berkeley game. Eldon wins. They beat Owensville 70-53. Those two teams played early in the year. It was 72-69. So you talk about some points. Eldon will be on the road. They will take on Mount Vernon. It looks like Mount Vernon next week. Eldon will play Mount Vernon. Blair Oaks again wins over Mexico 60-14. Kansas City Center beats Pleasant Hill 38-13. Real good game up in Chillicothe. Maryville avenges an early season loss. They beat the Chillicothe Hornets 20-12. Maryville will play Kansas City Center. Then finally over in Class 4, Webb City, perennial power, they beat Carl Junction 42-21. Harrisonville avenges an earlier season loss to Green Valley. Lost by 2 earlier. They win by 3 last night. They beat Green Valley 24-21. They'll play Webb City at home next week. The Mobley Spartans, the NCMC champs, they knock off a good Helias team in Mobley 35-21. And Platte County, the Pirates out of Platte City, knock off a very good St. Joe Lafayette team 38-0. So next week, Platte County will be at Mobley.
All right, it's getting down to that time of the year. And, of course, over the Thanksgiving weekend, the championship games will be played, most of them in Columbia this year. And next year, most of them will be in Springfield. So winding down that part of the season. Last night, the Viking men's soccer team took on Mount Mercy, a number 1 against number 9 seed, and it was 1-1. Vikings had their 1-0. Vikings looked like they were going to win, but a goal by Mount Mercy with 12 seconds to go. Then we played a couple overtime periods, and the Vikings were able to win it in penalty kicks 4-1. So they will host Mid-America Nazarene next Tuesday night in the semifinals, as Mid-America Nazarene upset Benedictine and Atchison last night, also in penalty kicks. On the other side, number 2 Baker won their match, as did number 3 CMU. So those two teams will play in Baldwin City on Tuesday. Women's soccer tonight, the Vikings will take on Mid-America Nazarene here at Greg Mitchell Field, Volney Asher Stadium. We will have that for you on movell.edu. At the same time, Brett Holt's women's volleyball team will be hosting Evangel in the Burns Center in a first-round conference game. The Vikings are the number 1 seed in the South Division in volleyball. Right now, the women's basketball team 2-0 taking on Midland Lutheran, that game in the Burns Center. And the men will be playing shortly at CMU. They'll be taking on Lyon College. They also are 2-0. So, Joe, the fall sports team's doing pretty good here at Missouri Valley. The Viking football team not going anywhere this year, but right now they're not worried about that. They want another big 30 minutes against the number 2 team in the country.
Well, like we said, Ken, if the Vikes could hold on and win this game, this would make their season, would also give them a chance for a winning season if they could win today and then turn around and beat Mid-America next week. But a lot of football left to play, and this Baker team, very explosive, so Vikes need to keep their guard up. Boy, the defense really played well, and Vikes didn't have a super offensive half, but they had that great kickoff return, then had that nice touchdown pass from Bridges to Sanford. So offense did the job, and defense was outstanding, I thought, in the first half.
Well, we have one football score in. I want to double-check this score before I announce it. They have Avila, or rather Evangel beat Avila. No surprise there, 34-14. So Evangel, regardless of what happens today, will be playing for the South Championship in Ozark next week. And how about this one? Graceland over William Penn today and Senior Day, 42-6.
Wow, is that at Graceland?
That is at Graceland.
Well, Graceland's got an explosive offense. They've got that quarterback that's been right at the top of the conference in passing stats, and man, that's a shocker there.
I had to double check that one. But Evangel, congratulations to the Crusaders. They've won 5 in a row now, and they'll be playing Baker next week. Regardless of what happens here, they will have a shot to win. Well, they do have a shot now to be the South Conference champions if they win next week at home.
Yeah, and I think Coach Hepela, this is his second year. He's done a good job of that program. I thought they really looked good. They shut the Vikings out last week, 21-0, and they're for real. Like say, I don't know if they have a shot at the playoffs. Probably not with 3 losses, but then they've got Baker again next week. So, but they've had one of the better seasons they've had in quite a while.
Well, if they beat Baker, they'll move up in the top 20, and they probably would get in. The Vikings did have a sack today, so anyone in attendance with a ticket, take advantage of the Big Mac for Sacks deal with the Marshall McDonald's. Just show your ticket from the game, buy 1 Big Mac, get the second one free through tomorrow night. Garcia will kick it off. Second half is about ready to get underway. Vikes lead at 13-8. Here's the kickoff. And this is a high, kind of a pooch kick, and it's going to be taken on the fair catch at the 28-yard line.
And that again was Garcia kicking, so I just wonder if maybe something's wrong with the leg of Clarence Clark. He usually kicks, but
Dre Kelly took that and went to a knee, and probably not a bad decision. He may have tried to advance that, but he just thought, let's take a knee, let the offense go up. The offense, I kind of surprised Joe, only 101 yards, but remember, you do have to include sacks on that as well.
Yeah, and you need to give Jake, maybe Jake can do some scrambling and get something going here to start this second half. But be good to see the Vikes sustain a drive here. They lead at 13-8.
Ball at the left hash mark. That's where the Vikings want it, as they'll work from north to south or left to right. KLMO Marshall, moval.edu, your home for Viking football. And the Vikes trying to pull off a major upset in NAI football today. Here's Bridges on the run up the middle, and he gets a couple of yards, fights his way to the 31-yard line. He didn't fool too many, and the helmet comes off of one of those players, and that's Marshall Weatherby. He'll have to come out for one play.
Yeah, he made the stop. That was one of those read option plays, and that time Jake decided to keep the ball himself. Not much room to run. Let's call it a gain, and maybe 2 on the play.
Well, I am sure in that locker room, Mike Grosner was talking to his club about saying, hey, this team is below 500, but look what they've done to us. This is a rivalry game. Jake now scrambling, and he is going to be sacked again. And once again, there's just no protection, none. And you can't put it any other way. He had nowhere to go. They were coming from the right, left, middle, and no protection whatsoever, so it's 3rd down and long.
Jake Zeiler,
they're all
Indy
there.
Allen, and
take your pick.
Connor Roberts all in there in the backfield that time.
So it's 3rd down and forever for the Vikings. Jake didn't have, in fact, by the time he takes the ball out of the pistol, and he took 2 steps back, and there were 3 white jerseys on.
Yep.
So 3rd down, they're going to throw a little bubble screen, try to get something to Khalil Smith. Khalil gets out of bounds, picks up a few yards, and it'll be a punting situation. A quick 3 and out for the Vikings. So Drake Higgins has been a big part of this game, and he's back to punt it away again to Nate McLaurin, and should get real good field position here. Look at McLaurin all the way back at the 30, though. He respects this leg.
He does. Drake's been kicking the ball very well. He's got a little bit of a wind behind his back, kind of a crosswind right now, so let's see if he can bang it.
Vikings up by 5. Here comes the rush, and this one's off the side of his foot. He still gets good yardage on it. Gets a great Viking roll inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. So a good punt. He didn't get all of it, but still a good punt by Higgins. And the Wildcats will take over at their own 25-yard line.
Well, let's see the Viking defense. They really played well the first half, but this Baker offense has a lot of weapons. So let's see if we can maybe need another turnover right here. That'd be a good way to start this half. 13:41 to go in the third quarter. 13-8. The Vikings have led most of the way, but still a one-possession game.
Viking defense is out on the field. The Wildcat offense still huddled around their offensive coaches.
They got a flag. Looks like some kind of a flag. They're marching back 10 more yards. They're going back to the 15-yard line.
So a penalty on the Wildcats. They have not been as sharp. So the penalty's back at the 15-yard line.
I didn't see the signal. I'm not sure what the penalty was.
And Clarence Clark is in there right now as a receiver. I don't know why he's not kicking off, or maybe Garcia does that most of the year, but it's first down. Here's a quick throw to the outside. Another catch by Snyder, and he gets out of bounds across the 20 to the 23-yard line. He has had a huge ball game. Number 84, Snyder. He came in with 47 catches, and that is 10th catch of the day.
He's another freshman. Freshman quarterback, freshman running back, freshman wide receiver.
Now they give it to Wood. He's hit hard. He has the first down. He gets to the 24, needed to 23, but the Vikings made him pay for those 2 yards. It is enough for a first down.
Well, they've got it.
No, he didn't.
They got it short. 3rd and 2 is what they have.
Yeah, 3rd down and about a yard. Let's see what the Wildcats want to do here. On 3rd down, I thought he had the first down. He did not. Aquinaga. Wood is lined up to his right. They give him the football, and now he does have the first down as he's across the 25 to the 26. Well, first down for the Wildcats. Vikings went 3 and out, and the Wildcats get a first down.
But I tell you what, the Vikings giving up yardage sparingly, but right now one of the Vikings down. Is that Kyerton Kilgore? Yeah.
He has had a shoulder injury really throughout the year, and that's bothering him again, and he is down. And if he would come out, that's going to bring Steve Middendorf in. But they're working on Kyerton. He has been bothered by a groin, been bothered by a shoulder throughout the year. They're still working on him. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. We're coming right back. Vikings lead 13-8.
For welding or fabrication, call Ernie, Bob, and Homie. The muscle behind the madness at Heinzler Brothers in Marshall. These guys do it all. From a simple welding job to major repairs, call Ernie, Bob, and Homie. They may not be pretty, but they're witty and can design and make anything out of metal, big or small. They weld it all. Steel to aluminum, drive lines to trailer hitches. If you need welding, call Ernie, Bob, and Homie. With Heinzler Brothers in Marshall, 886-7775.
Kyerton Kilgore comes out holding that right shoulder. It's bothered him all year, and on the first down play, J.D. Woods crashes ahead for a nice gain. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Vikings show a little press up front. They give it off to Woods again. He's going to be shy to the first down. He gets to the 35, maybe the 36, but that'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
Devontae Wright and Dedrick Allen there to wrestle Woods down, but looks like Baker trying to get that running game established. They've moved from the 15 out to about the 36 now.
3rd down and 1. Low snap. They give it off again to Wood. He finds a seam left side, cuts it back inside the tackle, and picks up a first down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, picked up good tackle that time by Stephen Middendorf. Middendorf, who stepped into the lineup for Kyerton Kilgore, made that stop.
First down, and this time they're going to throw on the play action. Throw it. It is incomplete. Tried to get it to the 45-yard line. Once again to Nick Snyder, but the Vikings did have some pressure on Aquinaga, and he had to throw it before he wanted to. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And they tried to send Clarence Clark deep, and I'm going to tell you what, Trey Johnson was with the All-American receiver step for step on that play.
So second down and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 40-yard line. They go to Wood. He gets 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. They'll mark him right at the 45-yard line. He was hit, was able to go airborne and get another yard. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Wildcats on their initial drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, I think Gregory Johnson in on that stop, so let's see if we can get a hold of him here.
Akinyaga takes the snap, rolls to his right. He is going to throw it downfield for Clark. It is incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. There was some contact, but that pass was overthrown. Mike Grossner is barking. He wants a pass interference penalty, but I think they're ruling that the pass was incomplete or uncatchable.
And guess who's back out there? Carlton Kilgore back on the field again.
So it's 4th and 5. Let's see what the Wildcats want to do. They're going to punt it away.
Yeah, I think they will.
Mike Grossner thought there should have been pass interference. Clark came up with the ball, but he was out of bounds.
I'm surprised to see Carlton back out there.
Yeah.
Boy, he looked like that shoulder really bothered him about 3 plays ago. But, boy, you need him in that middle, and he's back out on the field.
Gastelum with the punt. Nice high spiral. Jakari lets it go, and it'll bounce inside the 10 and down at the 5. Beautiful punt.
No, did he got it inside?
Yeah, about the 5-yard line. Beautiful punt by Gastelum. A good job by Jakari. That ball was coming straight down. Perfect spiral. He stayed away from it. So the Vikes will take over with their own 5. The Wildcats have been able to flip this field position, but Joe need to get some first down somehow. Need to get some protection for Jake Bridges.
Yeah, we got to get the offense going. And last week we struggled down in Springfield, moved the ball into their territory quite a bit, just couldn't score. But we got to move the ball out of this territory because you're not going to hold this team at bay all day long.
No. 13-8, Vikings lead. Jake will take the snap, empty backfield from inside the end zone, standing about 2 yards deep in the end zone. Sends 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap, throws it quickly at the feet of Jakari Johnson.
Never did turn around.
Jakari never turned around. It'll be second down. That's not a bad play. I'll try it again.
Yeah,
Trying to get it to Jakari to get some room. You've got to get a first down or 2 here because the Wildcats just continue to push to flip that field position.
Well, I think Jakari was thinking deep that time, and Jake says, I don't have time to throw deep.
I've got to throw it. I've got to get the ball and throw it. So now with 13 seconds on the play clock, 11:17 to go, third quarter, they keep Sanford in the backfield. Low snap, they throw it again. This time it is caught, and getting across the 10 out to the 12-yard line is Khalil Smith.
Pretty good play that time.
So it's third down. Give you a little room. Let's see if the Vikes can pick up 1.5 yards. They need 2 yards to pick up a first down.
You don't want to have to kick out of your own end zone, so even though Drake Higgins is a good punter. So this is a big third down play with 10:55 to go in the third quarter. Vikes clinging to a 5-point lead against the number 2 team in the nation.
Third down and 1.5 yards. Vikes have to get to the 15 to pick up a first down. Let's see if Kenny can do that if they decide to run it. They do, and he is pulled down at the 7. I mean, once again, there was absolutely no blocking for that play, none.
Josh Koch, the senior out of Concordia, into that backfield, and boy, I mean, thank goodness Kenny held on to the ball there.
I mean,
wow.
After a while, there's no other way you can put it. There's no blocking. So Drake Higgins will have to punt it away from the end zone. And Baker should get great field position. They gave the ball to Kenny, and he was hit 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage as soon as he touched it. Here's Drake, another high.
Nice kick, another good
spiral.
kick.
Another flag is thrown. This time it is McLaurin running to his right. He gets close to midfield, but let's see what the flag is all about. Another flag down around the 15-yard line. So laundry all over. There are 3 flags down. One at the 15, one at the 42, and one at the Baker 45.
Chad Chitney made that open field tackle for the Vikes on the punt, but let's see what they're pointing back. Thinking the direction of the Vikings, it looks like. Not sure. We'll see.
Now they're pointing every which way now. The officials getting together to decide what penalty is going to be called. Or
they've had a lot of huddles.
A lot of huddles. And one of the fans said he stepped out of bounds.
That's the comment of the day, I think.
Yeah. Well, the best comment was the referee saying the whistle blew after the interception, which there's no physical way that could have happened.
And he probably said, that didn't sound right,
That didn't sound right, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's see what's going to happen here.
Back and Baker up, it looks like.
So, holding on the punt receive team.
Yep. So, okay, good deal. That's good. That's going to take them back fairly deep in their territory, all the way back to about the 30-yard line.
So on top of a nice punt, good job by the Vikings.
And how effective has Drake Higgins been with that punting game?
Big today. 13-8, Vikings still with the lead. 9:56 to go, third quarter. I'm sure around the conference, people keeping an eye on this one.
I know we are.
Yeah, this is a heck of a football game. A lot of people didn't know what was going to happen today. I was one of those to see what kind of an effort Vikings could go against this Wildcat team, and they have given it everything they have.
The Vikings, this same kind of effort last year. We played Baker. I think they were ranked number 1 or 2 last year and almost beat them out there. So a lot of time left in this one. Let's see what happens.
Akinyaga works out of the pistol, and he has Woods deep. They give it to Woods. Trying to find a hole.
To go.
There's nowhere there.
Good job.
Tried to run to the right side, and there was just nothing there. It'll be second down and 10. No gain for Mr. Wood.
I'll tell you, Baker's got to be frustrated right now. You know, a team that's used to scoring as many points as they do, to be held to no touchdowns so far, that's got to be discouraging.
Yeah, 3 wide receivers to the left.
Pressure, come on, guys.
Looking that way.
Plenty
now
of time.
He's going to roll. He is rolling away from the pressure and is going to step out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down. A gain of 2.
Third about 5, I think.
And a good job there by Shatani, as Shatani ran him out of bounds and did not hit him late. Good job. So it's third down and 5 from the 35-yard line.
Come on, D, one more time.
Now Akinyaga takes his time as he takes a look over the Baker sideline. 3rd and 5, back to throw. Rushes on. He throws it to the sideline. Receiver slips, goes down, and Clark slipped and went down. They'll have to punt it again. And this defense has really played a super football game.
Yeah, Devontae Wright out in coverage that time. Good job by the Vikings, so they're going to get it back. But, Ken, we got to get something going on offense.
Yes, you're right. I mean, it was another 3 and out. And a good punt last time by Gastelum, who averages 35 yards a punt.
I think you let Jake scramble, try to get the ball to Jakari in open space. That's woo.
Rushes on, another high, wobbly spiral, and Jakari lets this one go out. Now, where are they going to rule it went out of bounds? It landed out of bounds, so we'll see.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
Going to be across the 20.
Keep walking.
Out to the 25-yard line.
All right.
So
that's
the Vikes
the best
will have
you
it
do.
At their own 25-yard line, leading 13-8 midway through the third quarter.
Okay, guys, let's make something happen this time.
Well, Joe, I know their freshman quarterback has done a nice job, Akinyaga, but let's face it, Brutel was the real deal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was All-American.
First down from the 25-yard line. The Vikings need a first down. They haven't had a first down in the second half. 2 wide receivers, and Jake's going to run the quarterback draw. Jake gets away, has 5 yards. Now they're going to wrap him up, and he stretches that for an 8-yard gain as he was going to run that and just looking for somewhere to run, and it's second down and 2. You called it, Joe. Get the ball to Bridges and let him do his magic.
Let him create. There's your conventional just marching down the field is not going to work. No. You got to let him do his thing.
Second down and 2 from the 28-yard line. Vikings up by 5. Hand it off. No, Jake again. He rolls to his left. He throws it deep, trying to get it to Jakari. He goes up, makes the catch, and he can't hang on. He can! No, it's intercepted.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, Jakari went up, and at the same time going up there with him was
27, I think. I think that was
Drillard, and he was able to take it away from Jakari. That's a heck of a defensive play.
Boy, I thought Jakari had the inside position. Thought he was going to make the catch, and that would have been huge if he did, but he didn't. So
Now they went for the long ball, and Drawlard made a good play on it. They both went up. I thought Jakari made the catch, but no, it was picked off. Heck of a play.
Yeah, it was. That just
that's a good team.
Tip your hat to the young man and say nice play.
All right, now the Viking defense has to go right back to work. First down at the 23-yard line. They'll hand it off to Wood. He tries to reverse his field, and he is dropped by Trout back at the 23-yard line. He'll lose a yard. Second down and 11.
Great penetration that time, and that was Joseph Trout, the senior linebacker out of Manteca, California. You ever been to Manteca?
I have not.
I have not either.
Second down and 10. They say no gain on the play. Vikings move along the line, but they don't go jump offside.
Big Carton jump, but he jumped right back.
Akinyaga takes a look at the Baker sideline. Waits for the snap, takes it. Hey, he's going to roll to his left. Being chased by Kilgore, throws it deep. It is incomplete. Threw it to midfield. They were trying to get the ball to Taiwan Moss, and the Baker sideline screaming for pass interference again.
That was not pass interference. That was good coverage over there.
So it's third down and 10.
All right, so big third down play, and pretty good rush that time. Carton Kilgore putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback Aginyaga that time. Let's see if he can do it one more time.
Third and 10 from the 23-yard line. Empty backfield. Aginyaga back to throw. He's
pressure
scrambling
again.
off to his right. He's looking to throw it over the middle. It is tipped and incomplete. Ross tipped it, and now they're going to throw a flag for pass interference. You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
Come on, guys.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Let's take a look on the replay that we have here. There is no way. If you look at the replay, that is good coverage. But the Baker sideline on the last play complained, and they get the call. That's unbelievable. So it's first down for the Wildcats. It should be fourth down and punting, but they throw the flag. Wow.
Yep. Discouraging.
First down for the Wildcats at their own 38-yard line. They tried to get it to Snyder. There was some contact, but everybody going for the ball, and they throw the flag. First down, here's Wood. He is hit. And he is hit by Miles Campbell back at the 37, a loss of a yard at second down and 11.
Big Miles, that was a major takedown that time. Got him around the waist, and double-leg takedown took him right down. So another good defensive play by the Vikes. And, boy, this crowd, not a big crowd here, but they've been pretty excited all afternoon.
It's been a heck of a game.
I don't think that any of these officials are going to be invited over to anybody's house to eat tonight.
Here comes Aginyaga rolling to his left, throwing on the run. He completes it. At the 49, the Vikings sideline say was out of bounds, but they're going to give him the catch at the 49. It's a first down.
Antoine Palmer in coverage over there, but that was Aginyaga had good time to throw that time. He rolled to his left and found the receiver, and that was Snyder on this sideline. So first and 10, just shy of the 50. 6:37 in the quarter.
Hand it off to Wood, tries to bounce to the outside. He gets the corner and steps out of bounds at the Viking 45-yard line. That's a gain of 6, second down and 4.
6:31 to go in the quarter. The Vikings lead 13-8. That was a score at halftime. Vikes scored on a 92-yard kickoff return by Elton Taylor and a 15-yard touchdown pass, Bridges to Kenny Sanford.
Second and 6. Back to throw, Aginyaga. He's got all kinds of time. Now he rolls. He's going to throw it. He's got a receiver there and drops the ball at the 23-yard line. Pass was intended for Taiwan Moss. He went down to a knee, couldn't come up with it. So it's third down and 4. Viking defense making some changes. They lead 13-8. Do the Vikes with 6:17 to go in the third quarter.
Okay, need to get some pressure here.
Akinyaga working out of the shotgun from the left hash mark.
Need to get after him.
They have the ball in Viking territory, maybe in two-down territory here. Akinyaga takes a low snap, rushes on. He's got room to run if he just chooses, throws over the middle, incomplete. He threw it behind Moss. He threw it behind Taiwan Moss. It's fourth down, and they're going to punt again. Oh, this Viking defense, Joe, the by far the best game they played
Well,
this
and
year.
I'll tell you, there again, give Aganyaga credit, but he's just a freshman. Moss was open that time, and really not a good throw. Threw it kind of behind him. So, again, yeah, you're right. This defense has come up big, and they've been on the field most of the time, especially this second half. They've been this third quarter out there almost the whole time.
Gastelum to punt. End over end. Jakari comes up. It bounces. They stay away from it. It's touched by the Wildcats at the 20. So the
Okay.
Vikes should have it about the 21-yard line. They're going to give him the ball at the 17. He touched it at the 21-yard line. That is an unbelievable spot. He touched that ball at the 21-yard line. And they're going to rule the 19. Holy cow. And we're going to watch again. We have a monitor here. And if you watch it, the ball was touched at about the 21-yard line. Now, I know that's only 2 yards, but still, this crew's had some problems today. And Paul Troth is again on him, and he just kind of shakes his head and throws his arms up in the air. Wow.
19-yard line. All right, guys, let's see if we can go 81 yards. 6:02 left in the third. 13-8.
We're going to take a look at where that ball was first touched. Oh, man, that ball was touched back at the 22-yard line. Here's the throw.
Oh!
Jakari's open. Jakari can't come up with it. Oh, Bridges, or rather Dakota Collins in at quarterback, and he threw it. The defender fell down, and Jakari was just a fingertip away from making the catch. That would have been 6.
Oh, my headphones flew off on that. Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, the defender fell down, and Jakari had about an 8-yard lead and got his hands on it, just couldn't rake it in, though.
So it's second down. Again, that punt was stopped at the 22-yard line, but that's only 3 yards. Wow, Dakota threw a strike, but it was just out of the reach. So it's second down and 10 for the 19-yard line.
Very good throw.
Now they'll give it off to Eldon Taylor. Taylor looking for running room. Taylor busts the 20. Rudely thrown out of bounds, and that could have been a late
unnecessary roughness.
And that was on Landon Decker, but it's third down and 9.
Landon just picked Taylor up and slammed him to the ground that time.
Out of bounds.
Yep.
So it's third down and 9. Oh, the Vikes had it.
Getting a little chippy out there.
Yeah. Well, this Baker team not used to this, and this officiating crew is not used to a game of this magnitude, it looks like to me.
They might have turned the lights on. It's getting a little dark here.
Third down and 8 for the Vikes. Collins does not have the scramble ability, if you will. And he throws it. It is incomplete. It's another 3 and out. Vikings want pass interference, and they're not going to get the call.
Dorian
Stannard's hot.
Yep.
You're not going to get that call against the Wildcats from this crew. And Paul Troth is on the officials again.
Another 3 and out.
Now, these guys have swallowed the whistles when Baker, and it's sure the way it looks. And Paul Troth, I've never seen him so animated on the sideline so many plays.
Yeah.
All right, here comes Higgins to punt it away.
You know, the best thing you can say about the officials, I didn't even know they were out there.
Right,
You know these guys are out there.
Higgins will have to punt it away. The Vikings had a golden opportunity for a touchdown. Higgins booms another one. Back deep is McLaurin. He makes the catch, tries to get to the outside.
There's a block in the back right there.
McLaurin will
He
be
threw
in
it.
midfield.
Yeah, he
There
threw
is a
it.
flag
He threw
down.
it. It was a block.
McLaurin still on the run.
Let him
He's
run.
in
Let him
midfield.
run all day. There was
He's
a
at the
block.
Viking 40 to the 30-yard line. Now he is run out of bounds. Official goes down. And
there's a block in the
it is
back,
chipping.
all the way back here. It's going to come back. It's coming back.
Kenny Sanford, I think, is the one who made the hit, but it's coming all the way back.
Yeah, and I saw it at the time. It was an obvious block in the back. That's going to take the ball back all the way. It looks like probably back to about the 20, I'm guessing.
Well, Joe, this game's getting chippy, and there's a lot happening there. And there is a penalty there.
Yeah, he threw it. It was a good call, and nice run by McLaurin, but it happened earlier with the Vikings one time, so let's bring it all the way. I think they're going to mark it probably around the 20, close to it.
Let's see where they finally mark this one.
Higgins has been booming that ball. Well, that was a booming punt by Drake. He's been doing that all afternoon.
Vikings still up 13-8. Yeah, they may have to turn the lights on here.
Keep going, guys. Don't stop there. Go a little further. Yeah, 20 looks like, what, 23?
I would have a feeling this is probably a late in the game this year that the Baker Wildcats have scored a touchdown.
even the games where they beat the big teams, it's been high scoring game.
First down for the Wildcats. And they'll hand it off to Wood. He tries to bounce to the right side. He's pulled down after a gain of about 2. It'll be second down and 8.
Yeah, who was that over there trying to get the guy that made that tackle? I think that's a big guy, Jarrett Harrison, I think. Number 99.
Number 99.
Yeah, Jarrett Harrison got outside and wrestled him to the ground. So a lot of players on that defensive side have really stepped up big for the Vikings today.
4:23 to go in the third quarter. Agulaga throws it over the middle. He's got a receiver open. Wide open, short of the first down. No, a good tackle was made by Palmer as the catch was made by McCormick. Mason McCormick, a sophomore wide receiver. It is third down and about 3 for the Wildcats.
All right, come on, guys. Let's make one more play. Come on now.
Akinyaga waits for the snap. Now he takes a look at the Baker sideline from the left hash mark, and he'll throw it that way, and it's incomplete. Wow. Receiver fell down. McCormick fell down, and it'll be a 3-and-out, and the Wildcats will punt.
How about this defense?
Woo. Has this been some kind of a game? So back to punt again is Gastelum, and he's done a very nice job. Where's number 94? He's out of Claremore, Oklahoma.
I'd say it's about time for Jakari to break one. Let's get one he can return, hang one up that he can catch, and see if he can take it some distance.
Vikings up 13-8. Here's a short punt. And fair catch called for Jakari, and he took it. He took off upfield, right. But he had called the fair catch. So the Vikings get it at their own 43. Not the best effort by Gastelum there. Jakari made the catch. He did not let that ball come down and roll.
So that was a tough catch for Jakari. That was a running catch, and he caught the ball down between his belt and his knees. So
first down for the Vikings at their own 43. And, Joe, here you go. The Vikes now have flip field position, have great field position here at the 43-yard line.
And Bridges and Sanford back in at the quarterback and running back positions for this series.
13-8, Valley with the lead.
3:45 in the third, 13-8. Vikings clinging to that 5-point lead. Need to get the offense going.
Bridges standing at the 38, rolls to his left, throws it that way.
There we go.
Catch is made by Jakari.
Yeah.
He makes a couple players miss. Now he takes off. Jakari to the 35, gets a block. He's
behind.
to the 30-yard line. He's inside the 20.
Oh,
down to
yes!
the 17-yard line. Jakari Johnson on a 3-yard catch, and he made about 6 of the Wildcats miss, and it's first down inside the 20-yard line.
Oh, wow, what an electrifying run. Just kind of a short pass, and I thought maybe his knee was down when he caught the ball, but I guess not. He popped up, and one of the Baker players down, and Jakari takes it all the way down. Where are they going to mark that? Down around the 17?
Need to get this one into the end zone. 3:30 to go in the third quarter. It's 13-8 Vikings.
That looks like about a 40, I'm going to say about a 45-yard gain.
He made 3 or 4 very spectacular moves.
Oh, and Vikings down in the red zone, down at the 16, and 3:23 left in the third. Boy, a touchdown here would be huge. Come on, guys.
Well, a long way to go against a very talented Baker defense. First down from the 17.
The playmaker made a play.
Here's Sanford up the middle. Kenny hanging onto that ball. The
blow the whistle.
Blow the 10-yard line down to the 9.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, helmet comes flying out of there. Another flag is thrown. Another flag is thrown. Sanford loses his helmet. The ball is at the 8-yard line.
Well,
and let's see who this penalty is.
Officials better be sure they get control of this game.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand now.
I don't know what they call, but let's see.
Kenny got all the way down to the 8. You were saying blow the whistle. That pile had stopped.
Yeah.
And that's when happens when you don't blow that whistle.
And that's when the flag, there came the flag, yep.
A couple of the Viking players clapping their hands.
And yet another conference by the officials.
You can decide what's happening here. The ball's at the 8-yard line. That was a gain of about 7 yards if it stands.
Kenny's helmet came off and flew about 10 yards down the field, you know it?
Yeah, that helmet came out of there. Lucky his head wasn't still in it. The penalty is against the Wildcats here, I think.
We'll see. They're having another conference. Let's see.
If someone ripped that helmet off, that would be the penalty. This crew's they've had a difficult afternoon. Unsportsmanlike.
All right.
And they
All
called
right,
it
we'll
on
take
Ryan Workman, the linebacker. Unsportsmanlike on Ryan Workman. And the reason Kenny does not have to leave the game is because Workman pulled his helmet off.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Kenny can stay in
He
the
didn't
game.
pull it, he yanked it off.
First and goal at the 5 for Valley.
Got to cash in here, guys.
Bridges working the pistol. He has Sanford behind him. They give it to Sanford. He gets to the 3.
He's close.
He's down to the goal line, to the 1-yard line. It'll be second and goal. Sanford straight ahead, following Daniel Munoz, the center.
Keep giving it to him. You know why? He's mad right now.
It'll be second and goal, 2:34, third quarter.
That ball's inside the 1, I think. Let's don't get a penalty, guys. No motion or anything. Let's cash this in.
Bridges will take the snap out of the pistol. Give it ahead to
He's in
Sanford.
there.
Helmet's off. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. A 1-yard run by Kenny Sanford. The play by Jakari Johnson set it up. Sanford scores. Helmet comes off, but the Vikings have the lead, 19-8.
Wow, what a play. 6-play, 57-yard drive for the Vikings to take a 2-possession lead.
They said they crossed the goal line before the helmet came off, so it is a touchdown.
Hey, we don't care on this one.
Austin Johnson will get the extra point with Dakota Collins holding. It's a big one now. It's 19-8.
Don't let them block another.
Yeah, they blocked one and took it back for 2. This is a good team. A lot of movement, and this may be on the Vikings. The extra point was good, but this may be on the Vikings.
Yeah, that's okay. That Austin's still well within his range. Let's see if he can knock this one
So
through.
the penalty's on the Vikings here. And so Austin will have to back up. This will be a 25-yard extra point. Vikings up by 11. Ball down, kick is on the way. This one is up, and it is good. So a 20-8 Viking lead. We're coming back with a kickoff. 30 seconds, Viking Sports Network.
With its easy-to-use controls, new smart speed technology, and turn-on-a-dime maneuverability, the new Toro Time Cutter SS is the perfect zero-turn mower for almost anybody to cut their mowing time in half. The new Toro Time Cutter SS. It may look professional, but anybody can operate it. Visit Davis Lawn Equipment at 317 North Jefferson and Marshall today to learn more.
Well, Johnson will kick it off. A very dangerous Baker Wildcat team. Lee Andrews is back there to receive this kick by Austin. 20-8 is our score. Johnson will boot it. And this one
in the
is
end zone.
going to go a few yards deep, and they'll take a knee. Well, the Wildcats are late third quarter, 2:18, and I'd be willing to bet, with as much talent as they have on this team, this is well, there's no question, this is as long as they've been in a football game without getting a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Boy, the Viking defense has just turned them away time and time again and, giving up quite a few yards, but we've had to make a play. They've got it done.
So here comes that Wildcat offense. You better watch, Joe, because they are a big strike capability. And Clarence Clark, I see him out there. He's had huge play after huge play in his career. First down, they throw the wide receiver screen to Snyder. Snyder tries to sneak up the sideline. He's out of bounds across the 30 to the 32-yard line. He has to have 14 or 15 catches today.
And most of them with the short variety. That time, Gregory Johnson there to bump him out of bounds, but that's a gain of about 7 on the play, 8. Let's call it second down and 2.
Second down and 2. They give it off to Wood.
Oh,
he's hit
done.
by Dedrick Allen at the 30. No gain. In fact, he'll lose 3, 3rd and 5.
Whoa. How much improvement has Dedrick Allen made during this season? A guy that just came out of nowhere to start this year. Been a monster on D. 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 from the 30-yard line. Akinyaga has Wood lined up to his left side. Vikings up 20-8, late third quarter. Akinyaga takes the snap. He's back to throw. He's hit. He's going to be sacked back at the 19-yard line.
Jake King. Is that Jake? Jake King, I think.
King got him. And with that sack, anyone with a ticket, you buy one Big Mac at the Marshall McDonald's. You get the second one free through tomorrow night, and another punt coming up for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you, the Vikings, they're pumped now. They're getting off that ball as quick as we've seen them do it all year long.
And back to punt again is Gastelum, standing at his own 7. Good snap. Punt on the way. Jakari has a chance to return this one.
Oh, come on,
He'll
Jake.
grab it at the 37. He's to the 40. Tries to bounce to the outside.
Oh,
He's
hit
picked
hard.
up at the 44-yard line. Good tackle there by number 46, Thomas Graham. But the Vikings, again, with very good field position, their own 44-yard line.
Boy, I kind of saw that one setting up. Thought maybe Jakari was going to take that one a long way, but that was a nice defensive play, as you just said, by Thomas Graham, the freshman. So Vikes will set up 1st and 10, but once again, Ken, pretty good field position. They set up at their own 44, and we're under a minute to go in the third quarter. Vikes up 20-8 against the number 2 team in the undefeated Baker Wildcats.
Now, when I talked to Mike Grossner this week, he knew this team of the Vikings had the players, struggling on the offensive line, but he knew they really had the ability. Here's Jake, throws it to the outside, and Khalil going to get to midfield. Let's see where he stepped out. They're going to say he was out right at midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Gain about 6.
Yeah.
Yep, good job that time. Just a little pass out of the flat. Khalil caught the ball. Nice job of running after the catch. So
2nd down and 4 for the Vikings. We're in the final minute of the third quarter.
And they've got a pad on the field out there. Need to get that off there. Somebody just took a pad off and threw it on the field, and that needs to go.
2nd down and 4 from midfield. They'll hand this one off to Taylor. Taylor nowhere to go, lose 2. As it's just really a tough running in there. And Landon Decker again. Landon not very big. He's only 6'2", 204 out of Neosho, but he's a good one. It's 3rd down and about 6. Now they get the pad.
Yeah,
That may have been the final play, and it could be the final play of the third
I would
quarter.
let it run down if I was the Vikings. No need to run another play.
So the Vikes will not run another play. Folks, we're through 3 quarters. Missouri Valley 20, Baker 8. Fourth quarter in a minute. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute.
This is David Kane at the Kane Insurance Agency in Carrollton. As an independent agent, we continue to add new companies and coverages to make sure our customers have the best available choices for all their insurance needs, whether that's crop insurance, auto, home, farm, or commercial. We have access to several farm insurance companies and can write an entire farm policy or just the grain truck your current carrier doesn't want. If you haven't reviewed your policy recently, stop by or give us a call. Quotes are free and could save you money. At the Kane Insurance Agency, you get quality coverage at the best rate.
Young athletes often run the risk of strain or injury. It's good to know that Fitzgibbon Rehabilitation Services is on your team. Fitzgibbon Rehabilitation Services provides outpatient physical therapy, many highly specialized certified techniques designed to put athletes back at the top of their game. So when your doctor prescribes outpatient physical therapy, remember Fitzgibbon Rehabilitation Services is close by for adult, pediatric, and athletic physical rehabilitation. Learn more at fitzgibbon.org.
Well, Jake trying to run to his right and was sacked, so the Vikings will have to punt as we start the fourth quarter, and once again it's Drake Higgins. Higgins standing back at the 30-yard line, and once again it is Nate McLaurin. Back deep, good snap, rushes on, and this is a low line drive.
Gonna
But it
end
should
up
take
good.
a great Viking roll, and it's picked up, and diving ahead is McLaurin. He knew if he let that ball go, it was going to go down inside the 15, so heads up play. He got it and got to the 22-yard line. McLaurin is a junior.
He's a pretty gutsy return man. That was a tough play right there. That ball kind of hip hopping and took a bad bounce, but he made a clean pickup and picked up about 5 yards before stumbling to the ground. So Cats will take over 1st and 10 at their own 27. Vikes lead at 20-8, just underway in the 4th quarter.
First down for the Wildcats as they break the huddle on the far side. KMMO Marshall, moval.edu with you. As once again, J.D. Woods in the backfield with Akinyaga. Akinyaga takes the snap, and this is going to be a penalty on the wide receiver, Taiwan Moss. He was lined up wide to the right side, and he took a couple of steps before the snap.
It's going to be 1st down and 15, so got to move it in the right direction.
Monty Rowe and his defense have dialed it up today. By far their best performance of the year against a very talented Baker Wildcats.
Monty rode back with us last week for revenge, and I think we got him motivated. Yep.
Here is throwing it over the middle. This catch is made by Clarence Clark, and he gets some of those yards back across the 30 to the 32. Clarence Clark out of Phoenix. It'll be 2nd down.
Antoine Palmer and Taylor Palade there to make the stop for the Vikings, but that's a pretty good gain.
13:53 to go. They hand it off to Wood. He looks to get to the left side and pick up a 1st down. I think he did, to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, the Vikes got that 5-yard penalty. It was 1st and 15, but looks like they made up all of it and got a 1st down.
1st down at the 39-yard line. Empty backfield for Akinyaga. Back to throw. Throws it over the middle. Throws it short. It is caught. And, good job by Snyder to stay on his feet and get to the 45. A flag is thrown. And let's see if that's on the Vikings or if that's an illegal block.
I don't know.
Flag was thrown late as Snyder went out of bounds. Snyder stayed on his feet.
Vikes missed a couple tackles. They had a good shot to bring him down for a very short gain, but give Snyder credit. He bounced off a couple tackles, and let's see what the call is.
Well, Joe Trout saying it's against the Wildcats.
Let's see. I think they call that on number 1. I think they called that over on J.D. Woods. I think he was over blocking on that play, and I think the call was against him.
Well, Snyder was going to go out of bounds. So if J.D. Woods block in the back, really didn't need to do that because Snyder was going out of bounds.
Yeah, so Vikes get a break right there, so that's going to back up. That's going to make it 1st. And was that a hold? If it is a hold, it's 1st and 20. Let's see, or that's a spot foul, I guess.
So it's first
about 12.
About 12.
Yeah.
Akinyaga throws to the sideline. He completes it. Oh, it's dropped. Nick Snyder, who's had the fantastic afternoon, tried to turn upfield before he caught it and dropped it. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
Nick was 8 yards on downfield before he caught the ball, but you see receivers do that a lot. They're thinking about the move they have to make. So big 2nd down play here, 2nd and 12.
Ball on the right hash mark. 2nd down and 12.
Empty backfield.
Akinyaga, the freshman at Elsa, Texas. He is going to be a good one for the Wildcats. Low snap. He looks upfield, throws it over the middle. It is caught, and that should be a 1st down to J.D. Woods, who lets everyone know that it was a 1st down as he points toward the goal. It's 1st and 10 at midfield. Good catch.
Nate Desimone made that stop for the Vikings, but it is a 1st down right at midfield.
Now the Wildcats in their hurry up. This team is no stranger to pressure. They know how to win games late. Here's Wood trying to run the football, trying to bounce to the outside. This time he gets 6 as he gets to the 44-yard line of the Vikings. 2nd down and 4 coming up, and he may be down. No, he bounces right back up.
Antoine Palmer over there to make the stop for the Vikings, but Baker kind of in a hurry-up mode right now. They know they've got plenty of time, but not all that much time. Kind of in that la-la land right now.
J.D. Woods with a nice run. 2nd and 4. The ball is marked at the Viking 44-yard line, 12:49. Vikings have won the first 3 quarters today, but this is the one that's important. And they'll hand it off to, this time it is Ronald Allen, and there's nothing there. It's 3rd and 4. And I think Wood had to come out because the helmet came off or the chin strap came off. So he had to leave for a play, and the Vikings stop Ronald Allen for no gain. It's 3rd and 4.
Jake King the stop. I think this is the best game Jake's played all year.
Well, you're in 2-down territory here. Akinyaga Third down and 4 from the Viking 44. Vikings almost jumped.
They got back. Need an incompletion here. Let's make them go for it on fourth down.
Akinyaga takes the snap of the Viking 48, throws. It is caught. And once again, spinning
Look
away
out.
is Snyder, and he gets up the sideline. The Vikings didn't wrap him up. So here come the Wildcats. What they do so often in these tight ball games is come alive in the fourth quarter.
And the Vikings sent about 5 new defensive players onto the field. Hurry up, Aaron. You got to get off the field. Aaron Ross
First
just
down
barely
at
gets
the Viking 25-yard line. Akinyaga, another quick throw out to Wood. Wood breaks a tackle, breaks another one. He's to the 15. He's inside the 10 and thrown out at the 4-yard line.
Wow.
And the Vikings not doing a very good job of tackling in on this series.
Yeah, that's all the way
First
down
and goal.
to the 3. They're going to mark it.
First and goal for the Wildcats. So game on the line. They are marching downfield. Akinyaga with Wood in the backfield. They give him the ball, and he's in. Touchdown. That was easy. 11:33 to go, and it's 20 now to 20-14. And they'll just go for one here. First touchdown of the game for the high-powered Baker offense.
Well, Ken, I think it's going to boil down to can the Viking offense move the ball here in the fourth quarter.
Vikings have given this team all they wanted. Valley loses today, they'll have a losing record. But if they can win it, they can still salvage a winning record. Evangel's already won today. And here's the extra point attempt coming from Garcia. Holding is Bennett White. Ball down, kicked by Garcia is on the way, and it is through. So it's 20-15. Vikings still hanging on. A 5-point lead. They'll get the kickoff, and we return in 30 seconds.
On the lot with Matt Hare at Elmer Hare Ford Sales. And Matt, it's falling. That's what prices are doing. They're falling.
Well, Pete, right now it is. It's all about selection and price. Selection, whether you're looking for a four-door car, an SUV, CUV, F-150, or a diesel truck, we've got them right now. How about price? Vehicles starting under $3,000 are on the lot right now at Elmer Hare Ford. See me, Matt Hare, Dwayne Lewis, Greg Anderson, or Ryan Woodson, or visit us at elmerhareford.com.
Vikings have played a great game today against a number 2 team in the country.
Well, it like I say, we've got to put a drive together right now. At least give the defense a little bit of a rest. Even if we don't score, let's get a couple, 3 first downs and flip the field position.
Peak Sport and Spine of Fayette, Marshall, Sedalia, Lime Cooler Insurance Services, Viking Athletic Goods, all with you on the broadcast.
Baker that time goes 73 yards, 11 plays.
Yeah, they made that look pretty easy. All right, here's the kick by Garcia, and he'll boot this one away.
Get out of bounds.
And it'll go in the end zone and dropped in the end zone by Eldon Taylor and rolls out of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. Kicked that one toward the corner to Garcia, and he got just what he wanted. Joe, you're right. Vikings are going to have to move the football. You don't want a 3-and-out against this talented defense.
2 key words in moving it, Jake Bridges and Jakari Johnson.
Yeah,
got to get it out and let one of those or both those guys make a play.
I remember a couple of drives ago, the Vikings got the Jakari wide open. The pass from Collins just overthrown. But
well, Jakari set up that last touchdown with that great run, that 45-yard run after the catch a few minutes ago.
We have soccer coming up tonight at 7. Mid-America Nazareth will be here to take on the Valley women. We'll have it for you on moval.edu.
Come on, guys.
First down from the 25 after the touchback. Bridges will hand it off to Kenny. Nowhere to go, and he loses 2. Boy, that looked like a horse collar. Let's see on the replay.
Connor Roberts, defensive end out of Phoenix.
The same thing.
Didn't make it, no call.
Oh, that was a horse collar tackle.
That's a 2-yard loss.
Yeah. And that is a penalty, and you could see it on our replay. That definitely was a horse collar, but was not called.
No call.
So it's 2nd down and 12. Ooh, Jake Bridges wanted it called, and the officials missed it. So 2nd down and 12. Jake rolls to his right, throws it that way, and it's incomplete, and so it's going to be 3rd and 12. Wow.
And good pressure that time. Good rush by number 96 for Baker. That's Marshall Weatherby, the defensive end out of Alvarado, Texas. So just what the Vikes don't want, a third down and long. You don't want to go third and out. Still a eternity left in this game, 10 minutes and 52 seconds. Vikings clinging to a 20-15 lead. Baker just scored to make it a 5-point game.
Well, if they'd have seen the horse collar tackle, you'd have the ball about the 30-some yard line. But as it is, it's 3rd and 12 from the 23. Vikings have to get to the 35 or they'll be punting. Bridges will wait to take the snap and does. He throws a wide receiver screen. Khalil Smith fighting for yardage. He'll get to the 27. Not enough. Not even nearly enough. So here comes a punt. Give the Baker defense credit, and a missed horse collar, and Drake Higgins is out punting it again. McLaurin is deep.
Well, Drake's delivered all afternoon. Needs to boom another one right now. They were going into the wind, but the wind's pretty well died down right now, it looks like.
5-point Viking lead, 20-15, but the Wildcats kind of sense they're getting the momentum here. Good snap.
Nice kick.
High, booming punt. McLaurin back at his own 20, makes a nice catch, looking to try to get away. He tries to turn to the outside, and he is going to be wrapped up at the 30-yard line. Boy, he tried to bounce to the outside and almost got there, and then he was pulled down by Roger Faulkner.
Yeah, Faulkner made a nice tackle. That was a good open field tackle because McLaurin had some more room down that sideline if Faulkner hadn't brought him down. So Baker's going to set up, looks like right about their own 30, right around their 30-yard line. Let's see exactly where they mark it.
So first down for the Wildcats. They have not led in this game.
Right,
well, they did. They did lead 3-0.
Right on their own 30. So Vikes, let's see if they can hold. Baker went 73 yards last time they had the ball.
Akinyaga with an empty backfield. Now he wants to run to his left. He's got some room there. The Vikings are there, and they'll stop it after about a 4-yard gain. He looked right, took off to the left. That was a design run, and it's 2nd down and 6.
Good tackle, open field tackle by Greg Johnson there to keep it fairly short gain, but again, it is a gain of about 4.
2nd down and 6. Vikings showing blitz. They hand it off to Wood. Wood gets by King, picks up a first down to the 45-yard line. Here come the Wildcats.
And Greg Johnson wrestles him down again, but you kind of see the Wildcat offensive line starting to take control of the line of scrimmage. The Viking defensive line's done well all day.
Vikings penalty flag. Vikings didn't have enough men on the field. Pass is complete to Nick Snyder. Vikings were trying to get a player off the field, and the flag was thrown. Monty's trying to get those changes in, and the Wildcats are going so quickly that he's not able to do it. Now, once again, about the 15th time the officials have a conference. And they'll all talk about it.
Let's get them all involved. How much time have you guys wasted talking to each other today?
Ball's at the Baker 46-yard line. And now let's see what the referee is going to tell us what's happened here. No foul.
No foul. Okay.
And the whistle blew after the interception. All right, so it's a 2nd down and about 3. The ball at the Viking 47 as the Wildcats are moving the football as well as they have all day now. Akinyaga hands it off to Wood. He gets a first down as he gets to the 43-yard line of the Vikings. This is vintage Baker football. They struggle sometimes during games, and they come on strong at the end.
Devontae Wright, nice ankle tackle, but it's a first down.
Here's a quick outside screen, incomplete, off the hands of Snyder. I wish Antoine Palmer would have had another step. He might have picked that one off. It's 2nd and 10.
Well, the Viking defense has to be getting gassed out there. They've been on the field most of the day, and they're plus Baker running this hurry-up offense. They run more plays than a normal team will. So.
2nd down and 10 from the Viking 43-yard line. Akinyaga again with an empty backfield. He's got all kinds of time. Now the pocket breaks down.
Yes.
He goes down. He may have fumbled the ball. No, he was able to hang on to it.
Allen.
Back at the 45-yard line, Dedrick with another sack.
That's kind of a delayed rush. Dedrick kind of waited a minute and came off that right end position and got in there fast. So, third down and a long way to go right now. So,
good job by Aquanaga to hang on that football.
Yeah, it was. Third down, it's going to be about third. Looks like about 22, man.
Have to get to the Viking 33-yard line to pick up a first down. It's third down. Aquanaga now sends Carter in motion from left to right. 4 wide receivers lined up on the right side. Aquanaga takes the snap. Here comes the rush. He's going to launch it deep for Carter. He's there over his head, incomplete. Whoa. Wow. Carter had a step on Palmer, but the pass was overthrown, and it's a punting situation.
Clarence Clark limping a little bit. Boy, he was out there. He did have a step. Antoine was back there with him. I think Clark kind of got turned around, got to maybe turn the wrong direction on the throw.
Gastelum will punt it away. So the Viking defense holds at least one more time, leading 20-15. Valley trying to hang on here. 8 minutes to go. Gastelum, his punt is away. Jakari gets away from it, and it bounds into the end zone.
Yeah, okay.
So it'll be a touchback. Jakari, that ball was inside the 5, and he raced away from it.
All right, 8:02 left to play. Vikes hanging to a 5-point lead, 20-15. What a game.
Well, again, Joe, you need some first downs here.
Yeah, you do. You do. We cannot just go 3 and out.
But credit this Baker defense. They are really solid. This broadcast brought to you by Community Bank of Marshall, Blackburn, Malta Bend, Waverly, and Sweet Springs, Central Missouri Agri Service, and Marshall Service Company in Marshall. 20-15 Valley, 8:02 to go. That drive looked promising for Baker, but the Vikings were able to hold on. Now, Sanford in the backfield, along with Bridges. Jake will take the snap. And he wants to throw it deep for Stenard. Makes the catch at the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Dorian Stenard from Jake Bridges. And the Vikings strike in the fourth quarter.
80 yards, and that was a picture-perfect play. You will not see a better throw than that. Stenard outran the defensive back. Jake laid it right on the money, and boy, what a play. 2 big playmakers come through again.
26-15 is the score. Oh, man, Stenard, he's been quiet all day. He's a captain. Bridges a captain. 80 yards.
Wow.
And Austin Johnson will attempt the extra point. What a football game. Collins holds, ball down, kick is on the way. This one's up. It is good. The lead back to 12. 27-15, Vikings with the lead. Kickoff in 30 seconds.
Viking Athletic Goods on the Square is your athletic headquarters in Marshall. They stock the latest and greatest in sportswear, hoodies, sweatshirts, warm-ups, Under Armour cold gear, shoes. If it's athletic clothing, Viking Athletic Goods has it. They offer ball caps for all your favorite teams, athletic supplies, and gear all in stock. And they offer engraving services and gift certificates. Your one-stop shop for anything athletic is right here in the heart of Marshall. Viking Athletic Goods on the Square, downtown Marshall.
Well, Joe, we talked about giving Jake Bridges time, and that time the offensive line gave him just enough to step up and throw the ball to number 4.
Yeah, they did. They did, and Jake threw it about as far as he could throw it, I think, and boy, Stenard just outran the defensive back, took it in stride, and Katie barred the door.
27-14 now. 27-15, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
7:51 to
Still,
go.
the main thing, it's a 2-possession game.
Here's a sidewinding kick that's going to be fielded at the 10, across the 15,
Boom.
to the 20, and down at the 27-yard line. Now there's some pushing and shoving going on after the play.
Come on, guys. Let's
Lee
go. We're ahead.
Andrews
Get out of there.
returning it.
That was a nice tackle again. That was the same guy that made the opening tackle of the game, Kyle Brady. And I'm not sure that tackle by Kyle Brady didn't set the stage for the whole day. That I think when Kyle tackled the Baker receiver on the opening kickoff, it said, guys, we're here to play today.
First down.
Offsides.
Offside on the
Vikings.
kick. Well, let's see. It's going to be 5 yards. If Coach Grossner wants to take the play, or he may have him
make him kick it again. Make him kick it again. I think that's what I'd do. They're going to add it to the end.
Going to add it.
I think I would take the play and try to maybe break a big one.
Now
Make
the
'em kick again.
Vikings need the Wildcats to take a lot of time if they're going to score. You don't want a quick strike here.
No.
Joe, just a matter of inches. Clarence Clark had Palmer beat, but the pass just overthrown.
Yeah.
Then 2 plays later, a perfect pass from Bridges to Stannard. So,
Yeah.
wow, what a game.
They say it's a game of inches, and that's a perfect example of it right there.
Vikings up by 2 scores. Ball at the 32-yard line, their own 32 for Aquanaga. He'll work out of the empty backfield. Plenty of time in this football game. Aquanaga back to throw. Rush up the middle.
Good pressure.
He's going to scramble, has to throw it away.
Joseph Trout, great pressure that time by the linebacker.
The Viking front 3 held up those linemen, and then Trout find a gap, and he came after Aquanaga, and he had to throw it out of bounds. 2nd down and 10 from the 33. After 2nd down and 10, that stops the clock. 7:38 to go. Aquanaga back to throw to the sideline. He completes it, and Palmer pushes him out of bounds, but it's enough for a 1st down. And what a game for Nick Snyder. He is going to be approaching 20 catches in this game.
Well, the three big playmakers for Baker, all freshmen.
Good team.
Yeah.
1st down at the 44-yard line. They'll hand it off to Wood.
Look out.
Wood bouncing
Look
to the
out.
outside, and he's got another 1st down to the 45-yard line. They don't have to throw it yet.
No, there's still 7:22 can be an eternity.
Here come the Wildcats again. 7:20 to go. They'll wind the clock. 1st down, Viking 44-yard line. Quick out. Again, it's to Snyder. And again, good yardage by Snyder as he steps out of bounds inside the 40.
And I'll tell you what they're doing with Snyder. They're hitting him right on the sideline. He's stepping out of bounds, so he's picking up good yardage while conserving time at the same time.
7:12 to go. Ball at the Viking 39-yard line. Wood now goes in motion. They look to throw it
guys,
that
need
way.
pressure. Come on,
Rush is
Dedrick.
on,
Dedrick.
And Allen can't
Dedrick
get to
almost.
him, and they're going to throw this one away.
Yeah, good coverage in the secondary by the Vikings. In fact, I think Baker only had 2 men out on the pattern that time, and Davon Henry was covering the receiver that was out. That was Tywan Moss, and Davon had him pretty well covered.
3rd and 5, but you're probably in 2-down territory here for the Wildcats.
I think Baker realized they've got to score twice. So
ball's at the 39-yard line of the Vikings. Now what's this stoppage in play all about? 27-15, Valley with a lead, 7:03 to go. You're listening to KMMO Marshall, Moval.edu. Third down and 5 from the Viking 39-yard line. Vikings up 27 to 15. Again, they send Wood in motion. Back to throw. Rush is on. He is scrambling. He's in trouble, and he throws it away, and that has to be, well, here's the penalty flag. That has to be intentional grounding.
Yeah.
Number one, the ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage. He was out of the tackle box, but the ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage, and on the pressure was
Kenneth Wilson.
Kenny Wilson.
Kenneth Wilson. And Kenny, we haven't mentioned his name a lot, but he's a sophomore linebacker out of University City, Missouri. Now, hey, guess what? The officials are going to chat one more time, I think.
And if it is intentional ground, the ball didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and it's also
That's a loss of down. Yeah, it is. Down under 7 minutes to go. Vikes up by 12.
And a punting unit is coming back out. So once again, the Viking defense has held.
Yeah, what a... You know, Ken, a lot of different players have stepped up on the defensive end today. Some names we haven't mentioned a lot, you know. Kenny Wilson, Joseph Trout. I mean, they made big plays all day out there.
All right, back to punt again. It's Gastelum.
Come on, Jakari. Don't do anything stupid back there.
Gastelum gets it away. Jakari comes up, makes the catch at the 15. Tries to get to the outside.
Got some
He's
room.
to the 25. He's to the 40. Picked up at the 42-yard line. The tackle was made by A.J. Tata, or Jakari Johnson may take that one all the way.
I think he would. He had to beat the kicker. That's all he had to beat to take another touchdown to the house. But nice play. Jakari caught the ball, and then nice run after the catch. And Vikes are going to have good field position. They're going to be out at their own 44-yard line, and 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. And, hey, would this be a good time for a ball control drive?
Couple first downs would certainly help. Oh, man, Jakari was a shoelace, if you will, away from taking that one. But as it is, the Vikings have it at their own 44. Right hash mark, first down. Leading by 2 scores. That's the important thing now. Hand it off. Sanford.
There, Kenny. Good job.
Gets about 3 yards out to the 47. They finally blow the whistle, but it'll be second down and 3, and the clock moves down to 6:30.
I think Baker still has all 3 timeouts left, don't they?
Yeah, you want to get a first down or 2. You want to make them use some timeouts.
Do they just take one here? What's the call here? Did somebody take it? Or are they just going to run the Vikes just going to run the clock down? They're going to run that clock down as far as they can. That's very smart.
Second down and about 6 for the Vikings. But don't take too much time. You have to hustle.
Still 11 seconds on the play clock, though. Down under 6 minutes now in the game.
The Vikings will go into the pistol. They need to get inside Baker territory for first down. Sanford looking for first down yardage. He'll be shy. He's into Baker territory at the 49-yard line.
2 or 3 yards short, I think.
Now, this is a huge play here. If you get a first down, you can really take that clock down, but they need to get 2.5 yards. Again, run that clock all the way down. Jakari comes in. Third down and 2.5 for the Vikings.
And again, the Vikes in no hurry to run a play as we're nearing the 5-minute mark in the game. Vikes up by 12.
27-15 is the score. Vikings work out of the shotgun here.
Good job, Jake.
Jake will take that clock all the way down. He takes a look at it. Now, hands it ahead.
Yes.
And here's Sanford. He's got the first down all the way down to the 39-yard line of the Wildcats. Between the hash marks, so the Vikings can take more time off the clock now. The clock stops. They wind it again.
And Ken, give that offensive line credit. They opened 3 good holes for Kenny Sanford on 3 running plays. Don't want to throw the ball here with this lead. If you can put the running game together, that's what you want. Well, that first down probably buys another 2.5 minutes of time.
That was big. Now you run, you get another first down, you make them use timeouts. Vikes up 27-15, trying to pull off what would be the biggest upset in NAI football today.
You know, and if they could win this game, they still got a shot at tying for the division title.
First down at the 39-yard line. Hand it off Eldon Taylor. Eldon finds a small hole, and he gets down to the 36-yard line. 4:23 to go. Second down for the Vikings. That was a nice first down gain by Eldon Taylor.
Yeah, good job. 4 productive running plays here at the time you need them more than any this season.
Again, taking that play clock down. It is second down and 6. 4 minutes to go now. The Wildcats don't want to use their timeouts, but if the Vikes get another first down, they're going to be forced to do so. Second down and 6. Ball in the middle of the field. Taylor's the running back. Jake takes the snap with 1 second on the clock. Gives it to Taylor. Stay in bounds.
It's okay.
And he's out at the 39-yard line.
Baker going to have to start thinking about taking timeouts,
I think they took one there.
Did they take one?
They may have taken one right there. They did. 3:39 to go. Wildcats take their first time out of the game. We're coming back in 1 minute on the Viking Sports Network.
The amount of data breaches in the country is staggering. People whose data is compromised are almost 10 times more likely to become a victim of identity theft. Now you can do something to protect yourself with Wood & Houston Bank's Smart Secure Checking, the only checking account that provides the best banking features and identity theft protection in one place. Open your account today. Wood & Houston Bank. Security, technology, convenience. Member FDIC.
No one knows what next spring will bring. This is Kelly Thorpe with Central Missouri Agri-Service. This fall, do what you can to have your fields ready for next year. That means soil testing so that you can establish proper fertility and pH. Let's talk about it now, so all you have to do is give us a call as soon as your combine leaves the field. Fall-applied fertilizer and lime works better, and your planting schedule works a lot better too. Call us at Central Missouri Agri-Service now, where our success is measured by your success.
All All right, Baker uses the first of 3 timeouts. Vikings have it 3rd down and 10 from the 39-yard line. Let's see what they want to do here with 3:39 left. Hopefully, the Wildcats take another timeout. Jake's going to roll to his right. He's going to keep it. He's going to throw it. It is caught, I think, or is it incomplete?
Call it incomplete. Say it hit the ground.
Ooh, that hurt because it stops the clock now.
Yep.
That hurt. That stops the clock.
Well, okay, you in 4-down territory now? What do you?
No, they're going to punt it. That would have been nice even if it was a catch because it kept the clock moving. But
I think
this
is a good decision to punt.
Yeah. Oh, I do
Make
too.
them drive the length of the field.
You don't want to give them the ball 39-yard line.
Good decision by Coach Troth.
So the pass was intended for Dorian Stannard. He couldn't come up with it.
So close yet so far away.
So here is Drake Higgins. I don't care where you boot this one, just make sure you boot it. And he does, and he's going to send this one into the end zone. I think that's what the Vikings want him to do, and he does. They wanted to kind of go into the corner, wasn't there. But it is a touchback, and the Wildcats will take over. They have 2 timeouts, 3:25 to go, and they're trailing by 2 scores.
All right, well, the defense has done the job all day. They've held this potent offense to only 1 touchdown. Let's see if we can step it up one more time.
This offense, and they may have gotten their yards. They average 556 a game, and they may have that. But 52.3 points, they're not going to get that.
Well, and you think what's that old phrase? The Viking defense is bent, but they haven't broken.
Well, don't give up the huge play. They have 471 yards of offense.
Yeah. So let them get 600 as long as they don't score.
First down from the 20-yard line. Aquanaga wants to throw it deep down the middle. It is incomplete.
Good coverage. Great coverage that time. I mean, Antoine Palmer was with that receiver step for step. And is that Snyder?
Okay, Nick Snyder, the receiver, but Palmer was with him. It's 2nd down. That stops the clock. 3:19 to go.
Got to keep the pass rush on.
Make them drive. Do not give this team that big, long play. Aquanaga. Empty backfield again. Vikings not in a prevent yet. They have a 2-score lead, 27-15. Back to throw. Aquanaga. He steps up. He's sacked by Carrington Kilgore. Back at the 15. Kilgore gets him. And it'll be 3rd down and 15 from the 15-yard line. Clock moving, 3 minutes to go.
We didn't think we'd see KK early in the half. He came out with a shoulder injury, but he's back there. Boy, that time into the backfield to dump Aguanaga. So huge 3rd down play right now, and it's 3rd and about 15.
3rd and 15. Let's see if the Wildcats, that clock is moving. That's as important as anything.
It's
2:47.
under 3.
3rd down for Aquanaga. Back to throw. Here comes King after him. He scrambles around. He's going to take off with it. He stays on his feet. Good move. And he's close to a 1st down. May have it at the 30. Good job by Aquanaga scrambling for his life. He picks up a 1st down. But again, the clock is moving. 2:30 to go.
Aquanaga's got good speed, and he really showed it on that play. Changed directions and came back against the grain and picks up the 1st down.
1st down at the 30-yard line, but the clock is moving. That's the key right now. Aquanaga back to throw.
Dedrick, he got him.
Dedrick Allen gets him back at the 27-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Another sack for Allen. 2:09 to go now. 2nd down.
How many sacks is that for Dedrick? Boy. He's had several today.
It's 2nd down and 14 from the 27-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go now as Aquanaga takes the snap, throws it to the outside. They'll get out of bounds. Another catch for Nick Snyder, and it'll be 3rd down and about 2.
Trey Johnson over there to bump Snyder out of bounds, but we're under 2 minutes, 1:51 left. So kind of starting to smell the upset here. Still time left.
No, don't mention upset, partner. Way too much time.
I know.
3rd down and 4. They'll hand it off to Wood. He's got the 1st down at the 42-yard line, but a lot of time going off the clock here. 1:46. Woo. Hurry up by the Wildcats. 1st down, back to throw, Aquanaga. He throws to the sideline. It's caught by Clarence Clark. He gets out of bounds at the Viking 47-yard line. 1:36 left. Here's the key, Joe. If you make them take a lot of time, you can get an onside kick and run out the clock.
Defensive back Chris Collins in the lineup for the Vikings.
Second down and about 2. Low snap. Aquanaga has it. He's going to take off again. He's got a first down and slides at the Viking 38. 1:28 left. Vikings up 27-15.
They stop the clock to reset the chains.
Monty bringing fresh people in. It's first down. Aquanaga, they've taken a lot of time off on this drive. Here they come after him again. He pumps once. He gets back and Dedrick had him and got away from him. Now he rolls to his left. He's looking. Throws downfield. It is caught at the 25-yard line. Oh. Clark makes the catch. 1:09 to go.
Aquanaga had about 10 seconds that time on that play.
Well, did he get out of bounds? I think so.
Yeah.
Ball down to the 25-yard line. First down for the Wildcats.
Come on, D.
1:09 to go. Back to throw, Aquanaga. He gives this one out to Snyder. Snyder up the sideline. 1:03 to go. Ball at the 20-yard line.
Baker, you can tell they've been in this position before where they've had to make plays at the end of the game. They're very adept at it.
But they have taken a lot of time on this drive. Monty's made them work.
That's been a key for the Vikings today, of not giving up. The only real big play I remember is that long pass to Clarence Clark that sent up that first field goal early in the game.
Vikings take a timeout to talk defense. 1:03 to go, 27-15. Wildcats are driving. They're running out of time, so they want to score and get an onside kick. We're coming right back.
ConAgra, producers of kids' cuisine, cafe steamers, banquet frozen dinners, and banquet pot pies, cares about the communities and people they serve. That's why they are constantly developing innovative programs to deliver on the promise of being a good citizen in the community. With products in over 99% of American homes, ConAgra knows the importance of making food you love from a great place to work, creating stronger communities and a better planet. That's innovation. That's ConAgra.
Banking is simple when you choose Community Bank of Marshall. Because we live, work, and play in the same communities as you, we are focused on providing professional and personalized customer service. Whether it's for your deposit accounts or loans, we understand your needs and work with you to achieve your goals. It's that simple.
Come on, D.
Come see me, Teresa Hoy, at Community Bank of Marshall to experience community banking the way it was meant to be. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Oh, wide open.
As we come back to action, the Wildcats get a touchdown as they were blitzing, and they left Mason McCormick wide open in the end zone. So here come the Wildcats. We're down to 58 seconds. They still have 2 timeouts remaining, and it's going to come down, Joe, to an onside kick.
Yeah, it is. Going to have to recover it. If we want to hang on, going to have to recover an onside kick. It's going to be, is Baker going to go? They'll probably go for, what's the score? They haven't put the score up yet. They haven't even put their score up yet.
27-21. So they'll just go for the extra point here by Garcia, and then we'll have the onside kick.
11-play, 80-yard drive for Baker.
Nice drive, and that's what champions do. Ball down, kick on the way. It's up. It is good. You know what? You go back and think about that missed extra point that was turned into a 2-point conversion right now. We're at a 27-20 game. But as it is, we've got an onside kick coming up. So let's see how the Vikings play this one.
Put the All-State people, the good hands people out there. That's all you can do.
They're going to have to get this. We'll keep it right here.
And I'm sure this is a play Baker's probably worked on all year. So the Vikes, if they can make the play on the onside kick, less than a minute to play, should be in pretty good shape, but got to make the play.
Got to make the play.
Baker's got, 2 timeouts left, so
they could theoretically get the ball back with just seconds left.
Yeah.
All right, Khalil Smith, Desimone, Jake King's up front.
Don't see too many linemen out there, do we?
Everybody mentioned Davon Henry.
Dorian Stannard's out there, Gregory Johnson. Khalil, you mentioned Khalil.
All right, Garcia will try it. Which way are they going to go, right or left? And Eldon Taylor is back deep in case they try that. But
I don't know if the Vikes have had to field an onside kick this year yet or not. I don't know.
Well, let's field one right here.
Come on, guys. Somebody make a play.
Vikings have had a great game today. They'd like to
They're going to drop
pull
it
off the upset.
Going to drop it over that second line, I think. Who's going to pop it up, I'm guessing.
Here we go. Garcia with the onside kick. Which way is he going to kick it? The Vikings trying to come up with this one. Garcia will. It'll bounce high in the air, and it's picked up by the Wildcats. Unbelievable.
Did it go 10 yards?
Unbelievable. Did the Wildcats get it, or did it go 10 yards?
Didn't go. I'm not sure it went 10. I don't think it
I don't think it did.
Yeah.
Garcia's upset. Garcia, the kicker's upset. The ball did not go 10 yards before it was touched, so the Vikings get it.
All right, guys, let's run it out here. Come on.
So the ball will belong to the Vikings. At least that's the ruling on the field. Let's take a look if we can see the replay on this. I thought the ball went 10 yards. And once again, they're going to have a conference here.
Christmas.
And Garcia threw the tee as if he didn't get it. And let's watch it here. It's from the 35-yard line. It went over the top, and he did not have possession.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
It did go 10 yards.
The Wildcats had the ball, but it did not go. They went 10 yards. He had it and couldn't hang on. Was bobbling the ball.
Viking ball.
The Wildcats had the onside kick, folks.
And they'd have had it about the 40-yard line, too.
And he could not. I did not see who that was. Could not hang on to the ball. It worked perfectly. Garcia, 2 bounces. The Wildcats had it but couldn't hang on. Valley has it at the 46.
All right, guys, come
58 seconds, so 2 timeouts. Well, the Vikings will run it.
Yeah.
You've got to protect the football. That's the key. Make them use their timeouts. They could get the ball back with about 17, 18 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
if you play it right.
Let's pick up a first down.
Pick up a first down, it won't matter. The Wildcats had the onside kick, but the person who was trying to cover it could not maintain possession. Here's Kenny, straight ahead. No gain. Timeout, Wildcats, 56 seconds remaining.
They'll have one more timeout.
So they can stop it one more time. We'll keep it right here. The Vikings trying to hang on for a huge upset, leading 27-22.
Well, and you got to think about a punt. You know, if the Vikings have to punt, they'll come right at Drake Higgins.
So a timeout. Let's step aside for 30 seconds. We're coming back. Vikings trying to pull off a huge upset. We're back in 30 seconds.
Peak Sport and Spine is Missouri's largest provider of outpatient orthopedic physical therapy services. I'm Jamie Case, staff physical therapist. Peak Sport and Spine is ready to meet your physical therapy needs using the latest manual and soft tissue techniques to help you regain your optimum level of function. We see everyone from the weekend warrior to the elite athlete. We also specialize in worker compensation, helping you get back to your job as quickly and safely as possible. So if your physician prescribes physical therapy, choose Peak Sport and Spine. You can see us locally in Sedalia, Fayette, California, and Marshall, or visit us on the web at peaksportspine.com.
Second down for the Vikings. More importantly, Wildcats have 1 timeout, so they'll use it after this play. If the Vikings could somehow pick up a first down, game's over, but they're going to run the football. You don't want to fumble it here. Jake's going to roll out. Jake's going to keep it and go down at the 35-yard line. Good move. That's down to 50 seconds.
Trying to use as much time as he could. That should be the last timeout for Baker.
Baker's final timeout. Remember, they took one, so Jake was just rolling. He'll do the same thing here. He'll probably roll off to his right or left, take as much time as he can, and then they'll punt the football.
That's good, but it's not good if he keeps going back and back and back, because we're going to have to punt it probably. There's not going to be much time left when we have to kick it away, but will be a little bit left.
So this is the final timeout for the Wildcats. We're down to the final 50 seconds. You're listening to football on KMMO Marshall and moval.edu. Joe, it's been a long game. It's coming up on 5 o'clock, but it's been an entertaining game.
How about a quarterback draw here?
That or roll out and keep going.
Yeah.
The key is this is the third down play.
Third, yeah, it's third.
They can't stop it. See, number
no, they
one
can't. They're
is
done.
Stay in bounds.
Stay in bounds, and
don't care what happens.
Even more important than stay in bounds, hold on to the ball.
Hold on to the ball and stay in bounds. Jake will take the snap, and he's going to roll to his right.
Get down, Jake.
Get down, Jake, and he does at the 24-yard line. 44 seconds. They can't stop the clock. 37 on the play clock.
Only about
38.
a 3-second differential.
Well, here's what you do. You run a fourth down play.
Yeah.
You take a delay of game here.
I don't think I'd kick it.
And then you snap the ball and let Jake run around and fall down.
Yeah, I don't think I'd kick it. There's only about a 3-second differential.
So you take the penalty, or you take a penalty here.
I'm going to head down. I don't know if it's still. Yeah, I guess it's not over yet, but I'm going to head down. I'll see you in a minute.
All right, it is going to be the Vikings going to take a penalty here. Jake takes the snap, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He runs to the sideline. He slides, and the Vikings have pulled off the upset. Missouri Valley knocks off number 2 Baker by the score of 27-22. On the final play, Bridges takes the snap, rolls to the sideline, and slides as time runs out. No question, an unbelievable game by the Missouri Valley College Vikings. The number 2 ranked Baker Wildcats. They had won 26 straight conference games, and the Vikings pull off a huge upset today in Marshall. 27-22 is the final. We'll start the post game in 1 minute. Where was that performance all year?
Wheat growers across the country rely on AgriMax wheat for exceptional yields, quality, and dependability. Backed by powerful research, testing, and localized production, wheat growers enjoy the industry-leading performance of AgriMax wheat varieties on their farm. Join forces with Weber Seeds and Marshall on AgriMax wheat to meet your goals this season. Call Weber Seeds and find out more about AgriMax.
There are many options with group health insurance, so many that a little advice can be helpful.
Wow.
Many plans have flexibility, no pre-existing conditions, different deductibles, and more. This is Robin with Lime Cooler Insurance Services in Marshall. Give Brandy or I a call or stop by our office. We can help you decide on which group health plan best fits your needs. Whether you are a large group or a small group, we work with people just like you every day. Remember, at Lime Cooler Insurance Services in Marshall, it's our family taking care of your family.
Well, I guess there's a reason you play the games, right? The Wildcats come in averaging almost 53. The Vikings were shut out at Evangel last week. A loss today would have given the Vikings their first losing season since 2005. But that Viking defense, Monty Rowe's defense, no doubt had a heck of a game plan. And again, let's face it, the Wildcats are without an All-American quarterback. This young freshman is good, but Littell was the real deal, and there's no question not having him certainly hurt in this game as well. But that's part of football and injuries, and the young man hurt his knee in the Avila, and they had to go without him. And the Viking defense did a great job today. The offense did enough to get the win today, and this will send some waves to NAIA as the number 2 team, the Baker Wildcats. They had won 26 straight conference games, and it's over today. 27-22 is the final score. We'll take a break, come back, take a look at some statistics in just a moment on the Viking Sports Network.
Why stand in the aisle pondering which of the hundreds of aspirin choices are best for you? What vitamins do you really need? Or what's the best insect bite cream? Your friendly Red Cross Pharmacy pharmacist can answer all your questions and much more. You can also come by any of the convenient 14 Red Cross Pharmacy locations and get your flu shot. Just walk in.
Red Cross Pharmacy has no affiliation with the American Red Cross.
LaCrosse Lumber in Marshall carries Larson Lifestyle doors. Each door has a Duratec finish over a solid core that provides weather resistance. Larson Lifestyle doors also come with a magnetic weather stripping that feels like a fridge to keep it comfy no matter what the weather. With matching handles inside and out, a 10-year warranty protection, and a price tag of only $244, you can't go wrong with Larson Lifestyle doors from LaCrosse Lumber. Where military members get a 10% discount. LaCrosse Lumber, 152 West Morgan in Marshall. Installation is available.
27-22 is the final as the Missouri Valley College Vikings knock off number 2 Baker today and end an incredible streak of 26 straight conference wins for the Baker Wildcats. Give the Vikings credit. Their defense was all, it was a Monty Rowe effort there today. Look at this for Baker. 551 yards of offense. The Vikings 234. Net passing 347 for Baker, 230 for the Vikings. The Vikings rushed for 4 yards, 204 for Baker. Wow. But again, the only number that really matters is on the scoreboard, and it was at Eldon Taylor kickoff return of 92 yards, which set the pace early in this game, and the Vikings go on to win it by the score of 27-22. Again, 551 yards, 108 plays for the Wildcats, 108 plays, 64 for the Vikings. Nick Snyder had 18 catches today, 173 yards. Jakari Johnson had 4 for 95, but the big one was Dorian Snart had 3 catches. One, though, was that 80-yard touchdown, and that would prove to be the game winner. Jake Bridges, 13 out of 22, 2 interceptions, 230 yards, and very nice job of the freshman quarterback, Marco Akinyaga. Akinyaga was 30 out of 54, 347 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But it was the Vikings today winning this one on their home turf and handing the Wildcats the loss. So now Evangel Crusaders are in first place in the South Division. 27-22 is our final score as the Viking huddle breaks up. Down on the field, we'll hear from, I'm sure, a very happy Coach Paul Troth. There have been some moments this year that have not been so pleasant for this Viking team. And I'll tell you, they did it when they had to do it today. So a very impressive win for Missouri Valley, 27-22. The Wildcats certainly will still be there. Let's go down to the field, and Joe has the coach.
Okay, chatting now with the Valley coach, Paul Troth. Wow, Coach, what a win. Great effort by you, your kids.
Oh, our players, it was a great effort today. We played a good football team. We knew that coming in. Real happy for our seniors, on senior day to go out this way and get a win against a good team. And great effort all the way around, all 3 phases. I'm really happy.
Let's talk first about your defense. You keep a team that's averaging over 52 points a game, the number 2 ranked team in the country. You keep them out of the end zone for 3 quarters.
Yeah, I thought our defense was outstanding, and you look at the last couple of years we've played them, we've lost some close games, and our defense has played well against them, limited their opportunities, and fortunately today, we talked a lot about last year's game and how we had the lead late in the 4th and let it get away from us. If we got in that situation again, we didn't want that to happen.
And how about the big plays by your offense? A 92-yard kickoff run by Elton Taylor, the 80-yard touchdown pass, Jake Bridges to Dorian Stannard. In the past, Jakari Johnson, about a 45-yard pass to set up your 3rd touchdown.
Well, we need every one of those plays. Again, our kids did a great job executing what we planned, and you're playing a good football team, so it's going to go down to the wire, and we talked about the things we wanted to win, the turnover battle, and make sure that we put ourselves in good positions. And just like I said, I'm just real happy for our players and our program. It was a good win today.
All of a sudden, this season means a lot more than it did about 3 hours ago. If you could win next week, you'll have a winning season, and you've still got a chance to tie for the Southern Division crown if you can win, and Baker could beat Evangel next week.
Yeah, we're not out of that part of it. It's out of our control a little bit, but, we got a tough one again next week. Mid-America's a good football team, so, we'll just deal with them, and whatever else happens at this point happens. It's out of our control, but, we're going to be happy about it today, and tomorrow we'll go to work on Mid-Am.
Coach, great bounce back this week. We'll see you next Saturday.
All right, thanks, Joe.
All right, good job, Joe. Thank you, Coach. Vikings win it 27-22. We're going to wrap things up. Thanks for being with us today. And the Wildcats will go to Evangel. If they win, could be a 3-way tie in the South Division. But the Wildcats are still going to be quite a force to reckon with when it comes to playoff time. Vikes won't be in the playoffs this year, but this is a win they'll remember for a while. Thanks for joining us. We have soccer coming up at 7 o'clock tonight as the women take on Mid-American Nazarene. We'll have it for you on movell.edu. Thanks to all of our listeners on KMMO Marshall, and thanks to all of you for viewing and listening on movell.edu. For Chaz Maddie and his entire crew, and for Joe All, I'm Ken Cuiava. So long from Marshall. Final score, 27-22. The Vikings win it. Viking Sports Network is a production of the Missouri Valley College Mass Communications Department of the Division of Communications, Humanities, and Human Services, and of course Elmer Hare Ford. Our transportation considerations, Elmer Hare Ford. When we go on the road covering Viking athletic events, it's in a Ford from Elmer Hare Ford in Marshall. I'm Ken Cuiava. So long for Marshall.